Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who and on Twitter as well at Dan Who Reviews. So as always, I'm not on my own for these live streams. Not on Friday this week. It's a Saturday, which is fine because we can be here as long as we need to. So Brandon, welcome as always. And
guys.
I'm very excited that you've seen Ghostbusters, but we're gonna save it. That's like a main event of the show. So
yeah.
I watched Clone Wars. You watched Ghostbusters.
Yeah, we finally got to it.
Okay.
I'm still trying to avoid this halo effect, but forgive me.
I've got a light in my face.
Hey guys, good to be with you. And yeah, we got loads of people in the chat already. Some familiar faces. We're looking good, man.
Good. So just before, I'm very excited though. Before we get into a main review, I just want to just one word. Sum up Ghostbusters in one word if you can.
Classic.
Oh, okay, that's good. Pal, just got a subscriber as well. JLO Spy subscribe. Thank you very much. Welcome to the channel. Right, I'm just going to post this around. Let some people come in. Then me and Brandon can probably talk about some of the new toys we've brought this week before we get into our main topic. And I did a bit of research for my main topic this week. So I've got loads of old school pictures to show. But I'm just going to post the live stream around. So if you are watching and you are on Instagram and Twitter, give it a retweet, post it in your story, spread the news. It is a Saturday, so hopefully everyone's free. As always, I've got my cider chilling. Brandon, what are you drinking this evening?
Oh, I've only got water. I was gonna have ice cream again, but we're gonna have ice cream in the freezer. So I'm just my usual bottle of water.
Oh, you're more healthier than me. The Amazing would be proud, though. The Amazing would be proud.
Be good, be good.
And drink your water. Right, so as always, if you want to be involved in the conversation and interrupt what we're saying, super chats over £4 or $4, over 4 of some degree. Our assistant Friday, the robot, will literally read out your super chat and interrupt what we're doing. Brandon can't hear it, so I will interrupt him. But it's all good. It's all to help the channel grow, and we do appreciate it because today's topic is fun. Today's topic is something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while because it's very nostalgic to me. But before we get into our main topic, let's just talk about some toys. Let people roll in. What did you get this week, Brandon? Anything fun?
So I am, yes. So my main attraction came today from In Demand Toys. So we've got the new Professor X and Magneto pack. So I got two. I got 2 packs. They had them in stock yesterday, shipped them to me yesterday, got them to me today. You know how we like it with In Demand Toys.
Happy days.
But I do like the younger versions. I'm not blown away by them, but I do like them. I'm not sure that the likeness is a dead spot on. I wouldn't say it's the strongest bit of photoreal. There you go. Did you get it from my as well?
Yeah. So I got it from In Demand Toys as well. I only got one though, and I think I'm going to display it with the old school heads. I think I'm going to go for Patrick Stewart as Charles Xavier, obviously the OG. Even though we do have him as Logan in the Logan 2-pack, so I could go for James McAvoy as well. So maybe, I don't know. There's options. I always like options.
Yeah, that's the thing. I went with both because I love those Fox movies, but I think the older sculpts are definitely more spot on than the younger sculpts.
Looking at it though, the younger sculpts don't look bad. Like they're not perfect. They're not as good as the old ones, but they're not as bad as some people are making out. Like you can see James McAvoy's face. Like you can see it.
Yeah, 100%.
You might have to squint your eyes a little bit, but you can see it.
Same with Fassbender's. I think Michael Fassbender's is there as well, especially with the helmet sculpt.
You probably won't be able to see it on the screen, but I will probably do a review of these and maybe throw up some pictures in the review. But I think it looks good. I like display options as always, and it's a very nice way to give us the old school and new school in the X-Men. Again, figures we never thought we'd get. So happy days.
Yeah. I think the only thing that would have made it that really would round out nicely is if we had the Jennifer Lawrence head with Mystique as well. Just because then it would have been a nice trio. But
and they must have tried to get it right. Do you reckon they at least tried to get it?
Yeah, I would have thought so. But at the same time, maybe it was costly to have both heads in there. I'm not sure.
I just don't think she wanted anything to do with it. Did she have toys for What's a big franchise? Yeah, did she have toys for that?
I think NECA did ones for that. I think.
Okay.
I think it was NECA.
I'm just I'm laughing at someone in the chat. Dan, you've took over Trevor McDonald with your interview skills and the Hasbro panel. Trevor McDonald. Who's old enough to remember Trevor McDonald on the 10 o'clock news?
I'm not old enough to remember.
You don't. Trevor McDonald, I'm so old. Trevor McDonald used to interrupt my films. I used to be watching a film on ITV, and then at 10 o'clock, you'd have a big dong, and Trevor McDonald would interrupt the film for half an hour with the news on Channel 3. And I could never stay awake past the news as a kid. So like my dad would be like, "Oh, watch Terminator, watch Rambo, watch Aliens." Do you know all these films? So
yeah.
And because Arnold and Sylvester Stallone were in so many films as a kid, I used to fall asleep at the 10 o'clock news and never see the ends of films. So in my brain for years, I'd get films mixed up. I'd be like I'd watch Demolition Man or something, and then I'd be like, "Why is he now in the jungle?" Do you know? Because I'm mixing it up with Rambo. And the same with Arnold. It was Commando and Terminator. I was like, well, hang on, I thought he was a robot. Now he's fighting in the jungle again. Like, I'm old, is what I'm saying. Trevor McDonald on the 10 o'clock news is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So what else you get? We both got that one.
What else did I get? Oh, did I get Hellfire Club this week? Was that this week? I can't remember.
It was, I think. Maybe we had it last week.
Oh, it was. I did get them last week, but I hadn't opened them.
Oh, okay, yeah. And I think we pressured you into opening them on the stream, actually, to be fair.
Yeah. And then I actually got them out of the package. I got them out of the package this week. Yeah, I like them. Really like them. But there's one thing that I knew was going to be with it. And, I mean, Emma and Jean are so hard to stand, man. They're just, these wobbly legs are just so... Oh, that being said, I've literally just stood her up on my laptop. And she just stood up straight away. But like that's like a lucky, I can tell that these ladies are gonna be toppling up over some of these guys. Yeah, look, she just started falling already.
Are you gonna go for the Jean Grey head then over Selena?
I would say simply because the Celine, simply because the face paint on my Jean came out a lot nicer than the one on my Celine. And I love the way they did the hair sculpt on Jean.
Yeah, I did like the hair sculpt. Very classy.
Yeah. One thing I haven't done yet is I haven't tried to put the Celine head on that Emma Frost Walgreens body yet.
I think I tried and it didn't work. I don't know if I put it in the video or not. I think I tried because the other Emma heads didn't work on this body either.
No, which is a little annoying. But I think the aesthetic of all of them is fantastic. So happy that they got it out to us. That's just the only thing that every time I stand them, there'd be a hell of a lot more fun if they had those pinless legs just to keep them better posed and better stood up, All
right, I'm just posting on Instagram. Sorry if I keep looking down. I'm posting on Instagram, people.
Same here. If I'm looking down, it's because I'm posting figures. But this was this was like the best thing this week.
Oh, Clone Trooper for what's her name? I've just watched the bloody film.
Ahsoka.
There you go. Yeah, her.
I got one here, and then there's two here somewhere.
So, as a Clone Trooper army builder guy, how many's like the number for you? Because you want odd numbers, don't you? So I'm assuming you want 5 of each, right, or 7?
Yeah. So I go between 3 and 5 of each. So, for example, the Camino Clone Trooper that just came out, I got 3 of those up here somewhere. These guys, by the time all of my pre-orders come through, I'll have 5.
What's Camino, by the way? Is that a place in the galaxy?
Yeah, Camino is where the clones were built. In episode 2 when Obi-Wan goes to find Jango Fett and it's
that big white building with all the clones in there.
Yeah. That's Camino.
Okay, all right.
So yeah, that was the other big thing this week. I'm trying to think what else came this week. I think that's it. Oh, Cobra Commander. I got him somewhere here.
Oh, the Wave 2, the blue one, the dark blue one.
Yeah. Came in from Comics and Cocktails this morning. There he is. Still got to get him out of the packaging. I've got Destro, Snake Eyes, and Cobra Commander still to open up. So.
All right, I've posted on Instagram now. Again, if anyone's around on Instagram, we're going to give some shout-outs right now. We do appreciate you joining us. We've got 50 people here. Welcome on a Saturday afternoon or evening, wherever it is around the world. Let's jump over to the chat and say hello to some people. So if you want to say hello, say hello. Sorry, we're not ignoring you. I'll jump on now. So let's go with Tyler. We've got Marvel Legends UK. Welcome, Neil. Bullet74, Danny Lopez, Nikki S, Connor, Michael, Mike Tac as always. The Army Builder King is here. Marcus, KDB, the Wolf Pack. Power, how you doing, Wolf Pack? Alex, Marvel Collector UK. Crazy Toon Productions is in the house. Everything Mad Cool CD. What up? Phil Jones is in the house as well. What up? Shout out Phil Jones as well, because when that Thanos pack came up on I knew it would hit Amazon UK at some random time at random place, and I knew Phil would find it for me. I went, Phil, find me that link, and matter of hours he had it. Darth Clueless, how you doing, my friend? Jamie, your boy. And Tim, howdy. First Dan Who Live, says Danny Lopez. Well, welcome, Danny Lopez. We appreciate it. We're just here talking toys, and today's main subject is one very close to my heart, very nostalgic. Cap Lives is in the place as well. Cap Lives, by the way, if you're not following this guy on Instagram, he takes some amazing pictures. Like Cap Lives photos are the type of photos that make me want to be an ACBA artist, but I could never be as good as him. Or...
Hey, listen, no, your pictures of I
took one of the Hellfire Club, just one with the blurred background. I like that effect, where the background's a bit blurred. So so I don't want to be an ACBA artist. I appreciate it from afar. It's a skill. You need patience and skill. Right. So I've posted this on Instagram. I've posted this on Twitter. I've put it in the Facebook groups, pal. So we're good. We're good to go. If you see anything in the comments, shout it out. But again, if you want to interrupt us, you want a robot to read out your comment live on YouTube, then super chats of over £4 or $4, then our assistant Friday will read them out for you, and you can interrupt the conversation. We're going to get into our Spider-Man conversation in a minute, but I just want to show you what else I got. So I don't know if you got this, Brandon, but it is Marvel Legend related. Toxin.
Oh no, I didn't pick him up.
So I'm not massively excited about him, but you know what I'm like. It's a Marvel Legend. I had to pick it up. So yeah, Toxin. He looks good. Exactly. The box are quite heavy on that monster Venom figure, so we know it's a big chunky figure. And I missed out on the previous Toxin that was in one of the older waves. I think it was the Green Goblin, Ultimate Green Goblin wave. One of the variants, I think. But I missed out on that. I never got that. So now I have Toxin. I don't know where I'm going to put him. There's no room on my Spider-Man shelf, I'll tell you that much. I think I showed off that already. Did I show that off? I got Silver Centurion anyway.
Where was that from as well? Was that ID as well?
No, that was from Amazon. Amazon got it to me before ID did.
Oh, wow. Amazon came through in the end.
Phil Jones, yet again, giving me those Amazon links. That boy is on it.
Wait, did you order the Thanos pack in the end?
Yeah, I've gone for it on Amazon UK.
Yeah.
I had to. Look, I've got, you can't, I don't know how well you can see it, but my top shelf right there, is the Dark Order. I've even got my custom Red Skull. I think I did a video on it. Love my top shelf. I've even got some Select Shatari in the back. So I love that display. That is the Thanos, the Marvel Select Thanos as well, by the way, not the Marvel Legend version.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I just love the Dark Order. I just love how they stand together. I know they probably didn't live up. Black Order, sorry, yeah. I love how they did it. What's the Dark Order's from AEW, by the way, and I've been watching loads of AEW. So Brody Lee and all that Dark Order. The Black Order, of course. So I don't know. I know I've already got the figures, but I'm a sucker for MCU, and they are more accurate to the film. So I don't know. I'm not going to be one of those guys that try and sell those. I will keep hold of those until I get the new ones, and then maybe find a place for them in different displays, you see, an Endgame display, an Infinity War display, maybe. Who knows? Yeah,
my thinking was maybe bumping up the ones I have already into the Cosmic Comics display, because Cole, I think, is different enough that you could...
Well, you can use him in the comics. He's Black Dwarf in the comics, I believe, and you could use that as your Black Dwarf comic version, maybe.
That's what I was...
It's not too far off, the design.
Same with Corvus as well. I don't think it's too far off.
And Ebony Mars as well. Ebony Mars, very similar.
Proxima's probably the most different.
They take liberties with Proxima Midnight. 'Cause her headdress or head is a lot different in the comics. Yeah. But still, they're great figures. Honestly, I loved getting them. And I'm gonna get that box set again. Thanos. That's going to be the third time I've brought that Thanos. So not massively. I would have rather had another armored Thanos, but with the ungauntleted arm. That's what I would have rather have that than that one, because this is the third time we've got it. We've got the Build-A-Figure Thanos, which was that look. Then we got the 3-pack Thanos with Doctor Strange and that light up Iron Man. And now we've got it again in this 3-pack. So a little bit annoyed I've got to buy that Thanos just for the charred arm. I was hoping for...
And snapping finger, though.
Yeah, the snapping finger's good. I probably will use that in the display. But when I seen that charred arm got not leaked, Dwight teased it, didn't he, at the end of the thing?
Yeah.
I was hoping it was battle, like endgame battle damaged Thanos, to be honest. But yeah. Oh wow, great set. Do you know what? I actually have some pictures of that. Let me grab those pictures. Yeah. We're talking about it. We may as well. We're just.
That was the thing that tipped me over the edge, was the packaging.
Yeah. All right. I've got them here. Let me see if I can get them on the screen for the people. Even though I'm sure everyone's seen it by now. I'm sure everyone has seen it.
I've just while we were talking, I started playing around with this, and because I mean, you know as well, I've got a couple of spare retro Spideys, and this just came to mind as a good idea, and I think this is what I'm going to be doing tomorrow.
What's that you got? Is that a different head on there? Oh, Black Panther. Black Panther.
Because I'm thinking all I need to do is maybe mix some grey and black paint. I'll mix with maybe a blue, and then I just have to paint the whole thing black, and then there I got Black Panther. But I'm not sure. I don't know if that head fits okay.
Maybe a smidgen too big. Maybe. I think Black Panther is a bit more muscular than that Spider-Man body. The chat will let you know. The chat will tell you.
Yeah. Guys, what do you think in the chat? Because I love that's the two characters I want most on this kind of body with that the better articulation is Captain America and Black Panther. And I just started playing around with it and thought it would be super easy custom. Guys, in the chat, what do we think?
I'm trying to find the chat box next to you, but it ain't working. Oh well. All right, let me bring it back around.
Mark looks like Spider-Man or Black Panther getting ready to trick or treat for Halloween.
Yeah, I'll put you on the screen. Yeah. You're on the screen solo with the chat next to you.
Oh, I am?
You are.
Okay, wait, let's listen. Danny Lopez says, I think that works, and the vintage Black Panther is on the Spidey 2099 buck. Yeah.
Shout out David Displays Model Behavior. I was literally just in his live stream a minute ago. He agrees with me, by the way. He thinks it's a tad too big.
Yeah. Because I think the chest on this body that it comes with on the vintage version is a bit thicker. Is it? Well, no, it's not too different, to be fair. No. If I put them over each other, they kind of eclipse each other.
I just think we're used to the Spider-Man... the head, he's wearing the mask is quite skin tight, where the Black Panther ones has got the ears and it sticks out a little bit more.
It sticks out, yeah. I might try the that other Black Panther.
Right, anyway, let me throw up these pictures. Let me throw up these pictures. Brandon's distracting us over here with his customs, showing off that he can paint figures. I can't paint figures at all. Right, so we were just showing off this the Children of Thanos box set is what they're calling it. And you can see it is just straight up reissues of 5 figures we already have. But I'm not going to be one of these guys that are bitter about it. Again, it's a great way for fans of the MCU to jump on board. Yes, it's frustrating that you've already bought the other versions. But again, if you really want to, you can sell them and make a bit of money back. Or you don't have to buy it at all if you're not that bothered. You know, it's one of them where you're going to get no complaints from me. So there's the packaging. The packaging looks great, by the way. Don't know who did the art on the back. But the art on the back looks fire.
Yeah, for sure. I just love that new color obsidian, man. That is just so nice. Okay,
so the first one up I'll put on the screen is Thanos. So obviously, as I've already just said, this is the third time we've got this Thanos figure. But at least this time we're getting a snapping hand now, and we're getting the charred arm, and the head. So I don't know where I'm going to display this. I definitely want that snapping hand though. That will probably be a centerpiece of some sort of Infinity War display. But still, I would have rather, out of the two Thanoses, I would have rather a more accurate Endgame version, because he doesn't actually wear that gauntlet with the armor, unless you're going to go way back to the beginning of Infinity War. But we could get into a whole conversation about that. This is the main event, of course. So this is Color Obsidian, but much, much more accurate to the appearance in the film. So obviously he's got this armor. You can see he's got that sash that a lot of people thought it was a Captain Marvel Easter egg because of its being red, and like people thought maybe in the future he's beat up Captain Marvel or something. But as you can see, it is the Captain Marvel colors, but I do think it's a complete coincidence. But the Builder figure Color Obsidian didn't have any armor on at all, did he? It was just a clear top.
I got it here somewhere.
The axe is a lot more like the weapon is a lot more accurate as well. That previous sort of hammer we got never existed in the film, but this axe did. Hang on, let me switch back to you one sec. There you go, switching back. There you go. So it's got no top armor, where obviously not accurate at all. That one could definitely work as a comic version of.
I think so too.
Definitely work.
This was based on the concept art.
Yeah,
the original concept.
Yeah, that's what you can't be mad at Hasbro. Like they just give us what they're working with, and then Marvel bloody change it after them.
This is a figure, to be fair.
Right, switch back to the photos for a sec. So Color Obsidian, obviously the main attraction, I think, from this whole set. I do think more people are most excited to get the accurate Color Obsidian.
That's my main thing. If it wasn't for that, I probably would have just passed.
So Proxima Midnight, again, does look a little bit different. She's got more of a silver rather than gold. Okay. Oh, shout out to the super chat. There we go. Right on cue. Let's let the robot speak.
Auric Boylan donated €5 through super chat. You guys picking up any of the Action Force figures by Valaverse that went up for pre-order on Kapow Toys? Great weapon packs for Marvel Legends.
Pouch, thank you very much, Porlick. Am I saying that right? Porrick. Yeah, shout out to you for the super chat, much appreciated. Bobby Vala, who used to work at Hasbro, is the guy behind Valaverse and behind Action Force. And he is on the Infinity Equation podcast every single Friday with the crew. And yeah, he finally got a UK. I don't know if he reached out to anybody else, but Kapow Toys is a very solid retailer. Used them for years, very trustworthy. I'm very happy to see that Valaverse's Action Force are now available for pre-order in the UK without crazy import charges or shipping or anything like that. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be picking them up. Definitely going to be getting. I want one of every character because the character designs look great, to be fair. But Sergeant Slaughter is definitely up there for me. 100% getting that, and the weapons pack look great as well. You definitely go and check them out, Brandon, if you haven't, by the way, on Kapow Toys.
I saw Kapow posted that they were going up.
Yeah. And again, Bobby, because he's worked with Legends, you know, their Legends scale, they're going to fit in scale with all your other stuff. And he's like an advocate for all the heads swappable between bodies. All the figures can swap accessories. All the figures, rather than different head size ball point for the head. You know what Marvel Legends are like. They don't always swap around. So, shout out Bobby Vala, the Valaverse, and then Action Force. Obviously, Action Force had to be available in the UK, as that's what G.I. Joe was called in the UK, was Action Force.
Yeah, Action Force.
And the trademark, I think the trademark just lapsed, or no one had it, or they let it run out, and then Bobby Vala snapped it up. So there you go.
Must have done.
Action Force. Right, quickly back to these pictures because we're nearly done, and then we're getting to the main topic, which is, of course, Spider-Man. So quickly. Proxima Midnight, slight upgrade.
I think her face is the main thing that's more accurate. I think the first release was a bit blue.
Yeah, the colours are definitely more accurate on this one. And she comes with a sword as well, which I think she uses a few times.
Yeah.
Especially in Endgame, I think, on the battle. She has that. What else is here? Who's next? And
then
Ebony Mars. Now, Ebony Mars next up on this. Again, I can't tell if that's a new head sculpt or not. I don't know. It looks like exactly the same, but I can't tell if that's a new head sculpt. Have no idea.
But the hair looks different.
Yeah, maybe it isn't. Does look like a new head sculpt. Just the shape of the head just looks different.
Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, that's very curious.
If you're new into Marvel Legends since Endgame, getting all of these in one is just...
And the price is good. The price is good for all of these. Like, you try and buy all of these last week separately on eBay. You're not getting it for $120 or $130 in the UK, annoyingly.
No, exactly. I think that is a new head sculpt. Or maybe just a retooled head sculpt.
Yeah, maybe. But either way, I'll take it. And then the last one, of course, is Corvus Glaive, the husband of Proxima Midnight, but I don't think they mentioned that in the films at all. But he is. His weapon looks a little bit more... No, it's the same, actually. Same weapon. I thought maybe the different deco. I can't tell if the petty is more gold than the previous version. I genuinely... Until I get them in hand...
Yeah. This one looks the most identical to the original release.
Yeah, right. Okay, so that was quickly the Thanos pack. But today is not about that. Today is about the Retro Spider-Man. And I'll tell you why. Because this week, finally, I know everybody else has probably already got these, but this week, finally, I got my hands on the vintage Mysterio. And by the way, in hand, this is a much more accurate version of Mysterio compared to the previous one. Literally much better. So loving this. He looks great on this card as well. Give me every Spider-Man character on this card, and we're going to talk about that, obviously. And then, of course, this massive one. You see my light shining on it, but Kingpin.
Wow, nice.
Kingpin is a beast. And again, loving that. So these two are great. And obviously, I got these in the post. And then this week's Marvel Monday was, of course, Black Cat, which we'll talk about as well in a minute. So I thought today would be a great time to just talk about the retro wave in general, because in my interview with the Hasbro team, which you can see right now on the channel, I started off with talk on the retro waves and told them I'm a big fan of it. I'd like to know if they're going to give us more rather than moving on. And then they were joking about the pin particles and they can give us any at any time. So I definitely don't think we've seen the last of the Spider-Man. Even Rectangular's got put out rumors that we might even get a Bullseye on that card, which is crazy because Bullseye wasn't in the animated show and he was never on that animated card in the Toy Biz days either. So to get Bullseye on one of these would be a very unique way to reissue Bullseye. But I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm not gonna lie.
He also said that he wasn't sure if it was a he Bullseye or a she Bullseye, right? Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah,
maybe. So yeah, and Jane Jonah Jameson's been rumoured as well, and then also they have obviously shown off that Firestar, which may be on that Spider-Man packaging. I can't remember if she was in the show. Was she in the show at all ever? I know she was in Amazing Spider-Man and Friends, that one with Iceman, but I don't think she was in the 90s Spider-Man. Again, if I'm wrong, someone can let me know. Shout out Lazy Pants, by the way. Just seen Ryan in the chat. How you doing? Welcome, my friend. I was just plugging your podcast, by the way, because I'm a nice guy like that. Yeah. Right. So I'm gonna play this, but I might mute it. But so let me go to this. All right. I'm gonna play it, Brandon, but we can talk over it. Because I don't want to get monetized like last week. Because last week I had to cut out everything every time I played that bloody theme tune. So, oh well. Right. So hopefully that played. Did the intro just play for everyone? I hope it did.
It's playing. I've got it up on the iPad and it's playing.
Beautiful.
Well, and Sonny just said the only reason I got Disney Plus was for this.
Oh, I actually downloaded all these episodes to watch anyway, and then when they came on Disney Plus, I was well happy. So let me get these pictures up, because as I said, I've been doing my research for this today. I've went back in the vaults, old eBay listings and old forum posts, to be fair. But I went back in the vault because we want to talk about these Spider-Man figures. So, all right. So obviously, today's main topic, let me switch to these pictures right now, is the Spider-Man retro series. So we know what this is all about. They are a little reminiscing time for us with the retro Toy Biz figures. So hopefully this picture comes up on screen. So as you can see in this picture, there are tons of characters here. I'll see if I can zoom in a little bit. Tons of different characters that we originally got from the Toy Biz days on this retro packaging. So nostalgic. And as you can see, there's so many characters they can still give us from this retro card. So we're just going to run through. What we're going to do is we're going to do the good old hit and miss. We're going to run through some of these characters, Brandon.
Okay,
I've pulled up some pictures, and we're going to say hit or miss if we wanted them on this retro card. Because yes, they're going to be reissues. But would we want to see them? Like, there's some card back of the old packaging as well. I'll zoom in. You can see down here. Really cool, really nostalgic. And as I said, Hasbro have got my money if they release anything on this card. This is definitely my favourite packaging out of all the retro card.
I would say so as well. I would say so as well.
Loving this. So this is what we've already got. So this is what we already have. So we have the Spider-Man, Electro, Peter Parker, Green Goblin, Gwen Stacy, and the Armored Daredevil. So we have them. Got them unlocked. I brought 3 sets because I'm an idiot. Dante from the Infinity Equation podcast, I've heard that is hoarding retro Spider-Man. I think he has about 3 cases apparently.
Really?
He has one for every room in the house. So his Black Cat. So this is Black Cat on the old retro card. It was in the Spider Wars sort of spin-off, if you will. And now Marvel Monday shows we're getting this Black Cat, this new Black Cat with a little... She's got, what's it, Moose? Is it Moose? Goose, yeah, Goose. But Goose is black. In the comics, the cat was called, what was the cat called in the comics? Was it Chewie? Yeah, Chewie. Named after Chewbacca, wasn't it? Yeah. So, that's basically Goose from Captain Marvel painted black. They thought, why not? It's Black Cat. Let's paint the cat black and give it to, I was about to say Selena Kyle, but that's Catwoman. That's Catwoman from. That's a different franchise, people.
There's somewhere else in the multiverse.
Yeah, that's the different multiverse. But yes, as I said, this looks great, and this is what she used to look like. That is the. Can you see that on the screen, Brandon?
Oh, yeah, that's come up now. Yeah.
Yeah, the old Black Cat. That old Black Cat come with like a briefcase with gold in it and stuff like that, which I quite like because obviously she is a cat burglar. So
you have the outer packaging picture as well.
What's that? Sorry, the outer packaging.
Yeah.
No, just the packaging photos of this. It was hard. It was hard enough just to find the packaging photos. Trust me.
No, I meant the new one.
Oh no! I've just pulled this one up. They're somewhere on the line.
Because I can't remember if she's got pinless legs or not, or is that the Moonstone body mold?
Yeah, it's sort of partly Moonstone body mold. So there's no pinless on her at all. Guarantee it. No pinless on her at all. But it does look good. Definitely, probably an upgrade to the previous one. Even though I like elements of the previous one. This one doesn't have heels, thank God. So this one will stay on the shelf because my current one on the shelf is like, I think I can pull it up. I can grab it. 1 second. If I lean back and grab her. So there she is. I have to have her propped up on the shelf amongst other figures. Don't know if that'll work for me, but there she is. So this ain't a bad figure at all, but she's got those heels. So she's a pain to stand. So I do think it's an upgrade. If I bring that up, 1 second. There you go. So there's the old, out with the old, in with the new.
Oh yeah, I can see she's also got pins on the legs there as well. Yes, it is the Moonstone body mold, I think. Yeah. That black is so sleek, man. Sorry, I'm on the where I can see the stream at the moment on the iPad. It's a little bit behind, but I think that older one was still nice. It's just
right.
They can't stand.
So let's ask the audience, shall we? So let's have the chat. So this is the first one. So we know we're getting Black Cat. I've showed you the pictures. We know Black Cat's coming. So let us know, hit or a miss. Are you going to be buying this Black Cat? Retro Black Cat. Does she do it for you?
Yeah. Bullet 74 says Black Cat is a hit. KDB says no hells yes. KDB says hit for me. Rob Oliver says sup Dan who reviews and Brandon.
Wow.
Jamie says prefer the old head sculpt to be honest. Crazy Toon Productions says hit. Jamie says hit. Crazy Toon said hit for me. Daniel McGowan said prefer the old one. Laserpants says hit. Action Figure Expert says Black Cat is a hit.
Wow.
Marie Calendar said no. We also got 101 people in the chat, Dan.
Wow. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. We're going through the Spider-Man Retro Series figures, and we're going to say if we want them or we don't want them. And by the way, a little, was it Warhawk Legend 69 said that my flashing display was doing his head in. So I've swapped it back for you. There you go, my friend. See, I do take on board.
For sure. And then Scribble Fight says might go for her potential hit. Articulated Heroine says hit, but she could use more fur on top.
Phil, by the way, Phil, I don't like this indecisiveness, Phil. I need a yes or a no, Phil. I need a hit or a miss, Phil. I don't appreciate this maybe. Right. No sitting on the fences today on the chat. We need a hit or a miss, all right? You need to make a decision.
Yep. And then Sunny 994 said miss. Roshan K. Peters says hit. Jason Lopez says hit. Rob Oliver says hit. Everything Man Cool says hit. Loads of hits, man.
Good. Right, so
loads of hits.
So next up, let's get into some figures that we don't have. So these are just what we want, maybe. Well, maybe you want them, maybe you don't. We're going to find that out. So as I said, when I think back to the animated show, like, I think I watched the animated show before I read some of the classic comics. So I first learned about the Sinister Six in this show before I learned and went back and reread the classics. So the Sinister Six in this show is a little bit different. So before I bring up the picture and reveal it, is anybody in the chat old enough to remember what Sinister Six was in the Spider-Man show? Because it wasn't the classic Sinister Six. It was a bit of a twist. Can you remember, Brandon?
I think so.
Okay.
Mysterio.
Yeah.
Scorpion.
Yeah.
Mysterio, Scorpion.
We need two, Brandon. We need six. Here we go. You're halfway there.
Doc Ock. Maybe Hobgoblin?
Nope.
No? Damn. I've only got three.
There's six people in Sinister Six. Capliv did say that he's called the Sinister Six. In the cartoon, they weren't allowed to call it the Sinister Six, I think, or something like that. I threw the picture up on the screen so the chat can see you struggling again, by the way.
I can't see it yet. Rhino?
Yes, Rhino. Two more.
Shocker?
Yes. The chat helping you out here. You're cheating. Don't look at the chat.
No, I haven't looked at the chat. I swear, I'm looking this way, and the chat is down here.
Okay.
I just need one more.
You're missing one more.
I'm trying to remember who's in the show. It's not Tombstone. It's not Green Goblin. Not Hobgoblin. What else is in it?
Someone said that Rhino looks terribly short in that picture. He just looks tiny. Right.
Is it Chameleon?
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
Sinister Six. They're in Sinister Six from the animated show. So we obviously already have Mysterio, right? So we've got him. And pull it back up again. So we have Mysterio. We have one. So we have one of the six.
I can get my hands on those two now. I've seen them like that.
Oh mate, honestly, have you not brought them, by the way?
Yeah, I've got them, but they haven't shipped yet.
Okay, these are beautiful.
Cocktails, one from In Demand.
Yeah, these are the two I've got now. I've got others on order. I had to get two of these, obviously. Yeah, beautiful. Anyway, so we got one. So would we like the other figures? So let's start off with probably one of the most sought after builder figures currently out of the modern Hasbro era, which is going for a pretty penny on the aftermarket. It is, of course, Rhino. So way back in the day, Rhino was on this card, but he was on the same size card as everyone else. So the Rhino figure originally from this retro line was actually a lot shorter than he should be. So obviously, if we were going to get this Rhino on the new retro card, it would probably be on the same thicker card, bigger card like Kingpin. And it would be a reissue of the builder figure, probably with a different interchangeable head, which I'd appreciate. But you recently sold your Rhino, right, Brandon?
Yeah, so I sold my Rhino with the screaming head. I kept the regular head.
Oh, so you've only kept the head. Did you have two of the builder figures?
No, yeah, originally I had two of the builder figures.
Okay. So...
A few years ago, I sold one of the builder figures with both heads. And then this year, I sold the builder figure just with the screaming head. I kept the regular head. Just because I thought if we get... You know what the team are like. If they re-release a character, it's either going to be different sculpt or different deco or something like that, maybe different accessories. So I thought, just in case we don't get that same head, I really like that particular head sculpt. So I thought just in case we don't, that's why I kept it. But
mine on display has the screaming head. It's right at the back, so I'm not getting it because I'd knock about 20 down, but he's there.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, this is, for me personally, this is my most wanted re-release on that card.
Yeah, and that's why we're kicking off with it, because I do think the Rhino Build-A-Figure, for a lot of people trying to backtrack, this is one hard to get because that whole wave was hard to get, full stop. So I do think this is on Hasbro's radar. I do think we'll get a new Rhino very soon. So let us know in the chat, hit or a miss. Do you want Rhino on the retro card? Even if you're not collecting for the retro card, if we get it on the retro card, you can open it and have a Rhino. But yeah, hit or a miss on this Rhino, people. Obviously, this is the old school picture, so he was on that card. Guarantee you he's on Hasbro's radar.
Yeah.
And the Kingpin packaging exists now, so they can give us these bigger characters. So, Brandon, what are the chat saying? Who is it, a hit or a miss for the chat?
John Turner says definite hit. Tyrone says I need Rhino. Jamie says 100% yes for the Rhino. Crazy Toon says it's a pass for me because I have the Bath, but I know people need a chance to get him.
Yep.
John Turner says I have the Bath, great figure, love it. Bullet says Rhino will be a hit. Phil Jones says massive hit. Cap Live says big hit. Never got the original Bath. Everything Man Cool says hit. Laser Pants says hit. Prescribed Drone says hit. Tyler says yes. Articulated Heroes says definitely hit. Danny Lopez says if that has a new head, definite hit. Tyrone says easy hit. KDB says hit. It's just, the whole way down. Nick, Sonny, John, Daniel, Wallace, Leonardo, Rob, Oyamada. Oyamada said it took me a year just to get his right arm.
Yeah, I told you, this figure's hard to get because the figures that came in that wave are very sought after. Like that Chameleon from that wave goes for a pretty penny now. So yeah, definite hit. So again, if the Hasbro team are watching, which we know they do, Rhino, people want it. Put it on that Kingpin card. People are going to be very happy. Right, so next up, let's start rolling through these. So the next one is Dr. Otto Octavius, Doc Ock. Now, we have had him recently, but his comic design is different to the animated design. And I had this one as a kid. Like, I had this one. I remember this as a kid. He had, like, some little feature on the back where you could pull it and, like, the arms would, like, wiggle or something weird like that. But I remember this one fondly as a kid. And I remember seeing it at a toy show in Birmingham very recently, maybe last November. And I could have picked it up for like £10 and I didn't. And I wish that was before we knew we were getting Spider-Man retro figures. So I wish I picked this up now for a tenner because it would have looked great on display. I'd love to have the old school ones with the new school ones on display. I know a few people are doing that. Yeah, I know. I've seen a few people do that and I'm very jealous, but I can't keep up with Hasbro and then go back and backtrack and pay extra for the old school ones either. But yeah, this Doc Ock looks great. I do think people want Doc Ock. He is another one that's going to be very sought after. Maybe, again, the perfect Doc Ock would have bendy wire legs. Now, we don't know why Hasbro can't do that. They just don't. Oh, okay, so you know. Okay, you got more insight on this. Tell us, Brandon. Educate us.
So when they were asked the question, I think it was at this year's New York Toy Fair. I think it was this year's anyway. Someone asked Ryan and Dwight about having bendy wire in Nightcrawler's tail, and apparently I think the reason was its health and safety. Yeah. That in order to put the bending wire into the tail, they would have had to have made the tail thicker. And it might not have looked as nice. It may have been top heavy. I think the reason was, and I think there was a health and safety reason, but I can't remember what exactly it was. But that basically, if they were to have done it with that, it would have had to have been thicker as well. And I think when we consider budgeting for Doc Ock, I think that would probably push the budget up to be able to retool that to be able to put the bendy wire in.
Yeah, I agree. I do think it's not the Marvel team's fault. I do think it's more of a technical pricing, health and safety issue. But obviously they're not idiots. They know we all want the bendy wire legs. They know we want that. A lot of people have, including myself, customized and put like the USB sort of lamp lights in there. I brought two, one to customize and one to keep normal. And I brought an extra just in case I messed up my custom, obviously. But my custom one's on display at the back. Again, I'm not getting him. You can probably see him like right there. He's like hovering. It's so much better with the bendy wire legs, people. So much better. So Hasbro, no, we want that, but we probably won't get it, unfortunately. But we might get Doc Ock on this card. There's no reason why we can't get him on the card, but it would just be a slight repaint. But they could give us the previous one with like an extra armored piece on. But I just like this look for Doc Ock. My mind's eye version of Doc Ock is this costume because of that animated show. Yes.
I think, as far as I remember, I don't think this one is that easy. This is the surprising thing, is that so many figures become like those sleeper hits. Like at first it's everywhere, and then out of nowhere it just skyrockets in price. But Doc Ock is one of those ones that still seems to be readily available if you look hard enough.
It's getting harder though. I do think it's getting harder. They're going on eBay for about 60 quid.
Really?
Yeah, it's getting harder. Any of the core main characters, they go.
Yeah.
Like I'm still an idiot for not getting another Beast when it was £20. It pains me because it was on Comic and Cocktails for £20 for so long, and I was like, I need to get another one. And then by the time I went to get another one, it had skyrocketed, and now you can't get one for less than 50. But I did say that to the Hasbro team, so hopefully we get a blue Beast on the retro card. That's definitely one I want on that retro card. Right. So anyway, Doc Ock. So before we move on, quick hit or miss in the comments below. Not comments below, in the chat on the side or below, wherever the chat is on the screen. Hit. I'm too used to the spiel when I say on my videos. Hit or a miss for Doc Ock. Would you like it on this retro card?
We have. So Michael Murray has kicked us off. He says, I would love another Doc Ock. Connor says, I love the armored look. Phil Jones says, praying for articulated tentacles.
Of course,
Connor says, Bendy Wendy.
Yeah.
Sonny says, miss for me, prefer my custom one with the bendy legs, use USB lights as well. Action Figure Expert says, if it is the animated serious look for Octopus, then hit. Michael Murray says, Hasbro Scorpion has a bendy stinger. I don't know that it has a bendy wire in it. I think you can bend it, but I think that's just how the plastic is, right?
I don't know. It does bend a little bit, but it is thicker as well, if like you said, maybe. So
yeah. And then Bullet says it will be a hit just after they put bendy wire in the legs. Cap Live says miss. The first release isn't hard to find for a good price. Or says love that costume, man. So much nostalgia. John Turner says hit. Jay Cott says I have the old school ones in foreign package, and so far have the new Kingpin, and they with the old one, they look great together.
Yeah, I'm jealous. That's what I want to do, but probably not going to be able to make it happen. But I'd love to do that.
Yeah. Jamie says hit again. Tyler says multiple tails. Connor Brenner says a superior hit. KDB says we got a good enough one in 2018. Missed, but still good. Warhawk said, yeah, good hint with needing a new beast. Articulated Heroine says hit. Prescribed Drone says hit. Everything Man Cool says totally a hit. Crazy Toon said hit. I like this version better than the one we got on the SBDR wave. Oyamada says, I have the Toy Biz Doc Ock jacket on my Hasbro Doc, as well as the bendy arms.
Oh, nice.
Nice, but miss because I don't need it, says Alex. Porix says hit with some dynamite. Daniel says miss. Rob Wallace says hit on the retro card. Got to get it on that retro card.
Of course.
Roshawn says Doc Ock, just like he is in the animated series, would be a hit. And then, we're hits pretty much the whole way down.
Yeah, Alex has just said as well, it definitely has, the Scorpion definitely 100% has bendy wire in the tail. Yeah, you're probably right. It definitely does bend, so I'm assuming it does have bendy wire. But the tail, just think how thick that tail is. That's how thick each one of the tentacles would have to be on Doc Ock's arm. So, so I doubt you're going to get it unless you want to overly... Because even if Hasbro did that, then the community would just complain at how thick and ugly that the tentacles are. So you can't win. But you can win with this next one, because I do think this is a sought-after figure and one that we will get on the retro card. It is Shocker. Again, another member of the Sinister Six. We need a more classic looking Shocker where he has that sort of crisscross pattern on the whole of the body. The version that we've got on our shelves right now is like a more modernized Shocker from the superior foes of Spider-Man, I believe. So this one's more classic. Is this one you'd be interested in?
Yeah, I reckon as well they might give this one to us on a new body. I think it was on the Bucky body before, the Bucky Cat body.
Yep, it is. Yep, it is.
I can see them giving it to us on that Sunfire body mold, I think.
I'd take it. Yeah, the more articulated one. Yeah, I'd take that.
Yeah.
With the deeper butterfly joints on.
Yeah. I can see us getting it with that one. Because would be, as you say, nice, easy redeco, and an updated body mold with better articulation. And the thing about Shocker is, like, just think about the movements that he makes. Butterflies would really take him over the edge, I think.
I've got him posed on the shelf in that sort of pose, and it looks okay with the Bucky cap, but would look a lot better on that Sunfire body. But yeah, I just love this old school classic design. Again, because of the animated show, this is my mind's eye version of Shocker, and I love that sort of crisscross pattern he has throughout the whole body. And the other one sort of had it on the side of the legs, but it was more brown than it was yellow. So yeah, I definitely want this Shocker, classic Shocker on this retro card. Put me down for 2, not a problem. So you the same, Brandon? You'd go for this one again?
Yeah, I would get this for sure. Simply just to put onto my animated shelf here.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. So chat, let us know as we move through these now, because I've got about 20 of these to go through. Hit or miss on Shocker, hit or miss, and Brandon will read a couple out before we move on to the next one.
Wallace says, Shocker, please. Keith says, Shocker would hit it. Connor says, what a shock.
I get it. Boom. There you go. That was for him.
Articulated heroines, classic Shocker would be great. Connor says, hit or miss. I guess you never miss. Wallace says, I had the old vintage Secret Wars Shocker as a kid.
Oh, nice.
Bullet says, I have the last Shocker, but I would pick up the new one, so that's a hit. Crazy Tunes, hit. Everything says hit. Danny Lopez says, instant hit. Rectangular is in the chat, people. Says hello. And Dan, we're also just shy of 120 people in the chat.
Welcome everybody. As I said, today we're just going through the retro sort of Spider-Man figures of the past and what ones would be like updated for the new 6-inch Hasbro era, as again this Spider-Man animated stuff is so retro and so nostalgic to me. And if you want to interrupt the conversation and put in your 2 cents and have a robot read out your comment and super chats of over £4 or $4, then our assistant Friday will interrupt us and read out your super chat live on the stream. But yeah, so we're getting a lot of hits for Shocker. And we had
hits. Tyler, Rob, everybody saying hit.
And hello, by the way, Rectangular. How are you doing, my friend? How are you doing this Saturday afternoon? You
good to see you, Rectangular. Really, if you haven't guys already, go and check out the new news update that Rectangular put up on his channel this week.
Really cool 79 new figures, basically. Just confirmed for next year. That's just the ones that he knows about. So yeah, go and check out Rectangular's channel for all the Marvel Legend news and gossip. That's where I get my news and gossip from. So but it's not gossip. Really? Todd doesn't talk about gossip. He would only make a video about it when he's got sources that he trusts.
Yeah.
Do you know, so a lot, let's be honest, 99% of the time, Rectangular's not wrong. So, yeah.
No, not at all.
Right.
When we got the, when he leaked the retro wave assortment before we got it, way back in January, February time this year, I sold my Space Venom Electro.
Okay.
Just before, while it was still hot.
That's how much you trusted Rectangular's insight.
Exactly.
I'm going to sell this figure because I know Rectangular's told us we're getting a new one. That's how much you trust Todd. Todd, do you see that? That is loyalty right there. That's beautiful. Right, so we've just been talking about this figure in the comments because of the bendy wire tail. And it is, of course, the next one up we have is Scorpion. And I actually definitely want Scorpion on this retro card because I want because the one we've got recently is got the full face mask on. He looks like he's wearing a green gimp mask, where the Scorpion that I know has the more open face mask. So a lot of people have been customizing and painting that chin on the one we've recently got. But I would definitely take a greener, like a lighter greener Scorpion with the updated face, because again, it's just a deco change. It's an easy deco change. So yeah, Scorpion, and again, bendy wire tail if they can do it. I don't mind the thicker tail for Scorpion, but this one's looking nice. Definitely one I want on this retro card. Again, all these classic iconic villains I want on this retro card. Give them to me. If I don't get them all, it will seem incomplete. So Hasbro, you got to give us. But yeah, look at the lime green on this one, and then you can see the face on this one as well is definitely more accurate as well, with the open mouth rather than the full green gimp face that we got on the previous one. I'm even tempted to get someone to repaint mine because I don't trust myself to do it. But what are you saying, Brandon, to Scorpion? Would you like a new Scorpion?
I mean, I would probably say yes, simply because we would get it on a classic deco. I mean, this is the thing, right? Like, if you were to have asked me maybe 6 months ago, I would have said to you, no, I'm not really going to go for Mysterio. I'm not really going to go for Kingpin. I've got them already. Why would I? And
then when they look this good, you just can't say no.
Man, pre-ordered every single one.
Look, so that's why you need every character on this card. Look how good it looks.
And the other thing as well is what it's got me to do this year is over here. That way, I have a modern Spider-Man, Spider-Verse, modern Spider-Villains shelf. But then here, it's gotten me to
old school, classic
anime. So that's the thing. I say probably not now, but I know that once they would show us those beautiful unpacking shots, I'm down for it. 100%.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, Scorpion. Let us know, hit or miss in the comments below for Scorpion. Again, we need the sort of update. Again, it's a simple reissue, but it's a different deco. You need the lighter green, and you need the face a bit more exposed on the mask. Easy for Hasbro to do it. I don't see why they can't. Hasbro, make it happen. And then if people want it, they can have it. If they don't, they can skip it. But again, put me down for 2.
I'd be surprised if we didn't just get like a full second wave of this next year.
I hope so. But I do think Ryan was sort of heavily saying in my interview that he wants to go back to that grey card because they can get away with putting a more vast array of characters out on that grey card. So I think expect to see like a classic Doctor Strange on that grey card, or like we even got Ben Reilly on that grey card, and he could have been on the Spider-Man retro card.
Yeah. The other thing is in Todd's video this week, he said there are 2 Avengers waves next year. So I wouldn't be surprised if one of those waves was something like that, a grey. I mean, I hope it's a regular wave, because then you get the build for it as well, and we'll probably get more accessories, that kind of thing. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if one of those waves could be, as you say, that grey Toy Biz look.
Yeah, that's a question for Todd, actually, if you're still in the chat. The waves that you've realised that are out, doesn't necessarily mean they're not retro waves. Like Brandon said, one of those Avengers waves could be a retro carded wave. They're not all the standard Marvel Legend waves that we're used to. I am curious to know what those listings sort of relate to. But just jumping into the chat real quick, Jamie says, nostalgia sells. He is not wrong. As I said, I eat it up. I eat nostalgia for breakfast. Seriously.
Yeah, and that's how you introduced the interview, wasn't it, this week?
Yeah, because it's true. It's true. Those retro packaging is all about nostalgia, and that's what Hasbro knows that. They're releasing a whole new line of 3 3/4 figures to try and get on the retro hype. Yeah. And they may have convinced me to just buy 1 or 2 of them, just to get them in hand, just to get my hands on them.
I'm going to tell you, I'm tempted by the Cap and the...
Cap and Black Panther, and then Iron Man. I don't know, Iron Man and Cyclops is a weird mix, but I'd have to get Iron Man, and then you sort of want Spider-Man. See, it's another rabbit hole, Brandon. We can't do it. Right, back to this.
Rectangular said he doesn't think the Avengers wave is retro.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Okay.
But, yeah, that's fair enough.
I think they're sort of, because if Black Widow comes out in May or March next year, I think it's May, then they're gonna have no merch, are they? So they may have just
I wonder how that's gonna play out.
I reckon they will just release more Black Widow wave. They just throw them back in the shops again, maybe.
Yeah.
Because they're not gonna, but they could. They have time now to give us more accurate.
What would be really cool is if they did.
I doubt it.
What would be really cool is if they push the MCU ones back out, the same ones, but replace Winter Soldier and Spy Master and Crossbones with different characters.
Yeah.
Change the flavor. That'd be cool.
Yeah, right.
Probably not. Maybe cool.
Right, so we had a lot of hits for Scorpion, but this next one I think we're going to get even more hits from, because this one's even more sought after. Again, I've mentioned him already. He's very pricey now in the aftermarket. If you got the recent Marvel Legends one, then you also got yourself a Hammerhead and a J. Jonah Jameson. But I want him in his more it's sort of comic design, but it's his more classic look. He's of course Chameleon, in that sort of retro sort of. He looks like this in the comics to a certain extent. Like he has this sort of weird blue uniform, but in the TV show, in the animated show, he had like a button that he pressed, and like it was like that big button on his belt. I think he pressed it and it changed his look or something like that. But we definitely need Chameleon. We need Chameleon, and to me, what's so good about a Chameleon figure is, like they did previously, they can give us different interchangeable heads to other characters. That sort of opens the door to customizing. And do you know, like we already have a J. Jonah Jameson head, and if you have a spare suited body, you have J. Jonah in your shelf already. A lot of people put that head on a claw body, didn't they? But this uniform.
Oh no, I'm not one of those people. I can't remember if I was one of those people.
Am I one of those people?
I knew I'd done something with it.
Oh, that looks good though. That's the Everett Ross body. That works as well though. And you can.
I love.
Hang on, let me switch back to you.
I love that Daily Bugle.
Hang on, let me switch back to you. Yeah, there you go. That Daily Bugle you got with Gwen Stacy definitely works with that head and a suited body. Definitely works.
Yeah. Dan Dwight Ryan, if you're listening, that was one of the best parts of that whole retro wave. I love
the Daily Bugle.
Yeah, literally. This like little kit bash was cool up until that. That just took it to the next level. Look, just look at him. You can just imagine him screaming, "I want pictures of Spider-Man."
Right. So quick question for the chat before we say hit and miss. If Chameleon was to come with interchangeable heads, what heads? Like, can I throw one out there to people? So I'm gonna throw out there. If we were gonna get a Chameleon figure with interchangeable heads, I'd like a Jigsaw head. Because Jigsaw, you could give us up a beaten, scarred head. We haven't got him yet in figure form, and you can just whack him on a suited body, and you've got another brand new character to add to the shelf. Just a Jigsaw, scratched up face. We can put it on a suited body. So I'd like an interchangeable Jigsaw head, and then maybe another. I'm trying to think of another interchangeable head for a guy that we don't have yet. Maybe.
Well, I mean, you can,
Prescribed Drone says Ryan Reynolds' head. That would be pretty good. Doubt it though.
Yes. I was going to say you could just do a thing again. Hammerhead.
Nick Fury, Nick Fury could be good. Nick Fury was in the cartoon.
Very true. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
With an Aunt May head. Why have an Aunt May head when you can have an Aunt May figure? We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Don't you worry. Harry Osborne. Yeah, Harry Osborne did play a big part in the cartoon as well. Robbie Robinson. Yeah, we could. He was Peter's mate at the newspaper, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Silvermane. Yeah. We've already got a Silvermane head though. To be fair, Captain America head. You could. Why not? Captain America was in the cartoon as well.
Silvermane. Who was that with the one on the little car? The head that came on the car.
Yeah. So in the Superior Exposure of Spider-Man, the book, they robbed Silvermane and they put him on a little remote control car. So
yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, there he is. Look at that, Silvermane. So we a lot of people put this on an Ultron body to make a Silvermane figure.
Yeah.
But talking about Superior Foes of Spider-Man, we still need an Overdrive head, figure. But there's no point putting an Overdrive head with this Chameleon because you need a different body. But yeah. Anyway, Chameleon. Chameleon is one that we need. I'm assuming it's a hit for you, Brandon.
Chameleon would be a hit for me. Yeah. Absolutely. That's the thing. If they released any of their animated Insidious 6, that's what they call them, right? In the show.
I've just realised. You know what? I've actually just realised that. Look, this classic Toy Biz Chameleon actually came with a J. Jonah Jameson head. That's why J. Jonah was in the Chameleon figure for Marvel Legends. It's all just clicked. It just clicked to me now, live. There you go. Now that makes sense to me now. There you go. Yeah, old school. But yeah, loving it. I want Chameleon in that outfit as well. The suit body's fine, but I want him in that outfit.
Rectangular says it'd be tricky doing a Jigsaw head since the Punisher body is so much bigger than the suited body.
Yeah, but Jigsaw is not as... You'd put the Jigsaw head on a suited body, right?
Yeah, true.
I don't know what rectangular means. I'd put, if I had just the Jigsaw head that come with a Chameleon, I'd put that Jigsaw head on a suited Marvel Legends body, just as an extra villain on the shelf, because the comic Jigsaw wasn't a big beefy guy. He was like just average muscular guy, I guess, which you could put in a suited body. Mark Tat says Daredevil head. Yeah, you're not wrong. Hit if he comes with a gun. Well, he does come with a gun. You can see it in the packaging right there. All right, so who do I have next? Next up, I have Craven. We've already got Craven a couple of times now. We got Craven again in that Rhino Build-A-Figure wave, another hard figure to get. And then we got Craven on the 2-pack with Spider-Man. I think I've got it near me.
Yeah, I got it here as well.
So the Craven figure that we've already got in this 2-pack, the Craven's Last Hunt 2-pack, isn't too far off. It isn't too far off the design from the animated show, to be fair. I actually prefer the more modern looking Craven figure that came with the Rhino Build-A-Figure wave, though, because I like his like skull knee pads.
Yeah, true.
Do you have that figure?
Which one, the Rhino one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want me to get it?
I've got it here. I've just knocked off. I nearly knocked off like 8 figures on the shelf then. You nearly heard a bang. But yeah, there's I actually prefer this modern version of Craven just because he has those like skulls on his knees. I just think they're really cool.
Yeah, he does it really good. But the main reason I got that 2-pack was the Peter Parker head.
Oh yeah, the beat up head. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that definitely influenced my decision because I was like, I've already got a Craven I like, but that Craven in that 2-pack is the more accurate looking Craven. But yeah, this Craven again, it's another classic Spider-Man character. Put him on that retro card, and I will have 2, please. It's so simple. It's so easy to take my money, Hasbro. But I don't think this one would be as popular as the others because it is a look that we've got very similar already. It's just a case of how much do you love that retro card.
That's the thing. I think I can see it being popular with the mint on card collectors, but personally, I would give it a miss.
Yeah, it's one of them where I'd probably buy one just to have it on card, but I wouldn't need to open one because I've already got a couple of Cravens. But I definitely have a Craven. So I'm looking in the comments now, and it seems to be a bit more of a miss than usual. A few people like it. I'm trying to think what else I've got next. This next one, though, will be very popular. Let me skip to this. So this one would have to be another Kingpin size version, like a big box, right, as it was a previous Build-A-Figure. But it is, of course, Kurt Connors, a.k.a. a Lizard.
Plays a big role, obviously, in the animated.
Yeah, I definitely think we're going to get Lizard on this retro card. I think Hasbro have teased that we're going to get more bigger characters on this retro card with Kingpin, and I do think Lizard is going to be one of them. I think Sandman may be another, but Sandman was never in the animated show, by the way, not that I remember. But yeah, this Lizard's definitely one I think we're going to get. Is there anything you'd want to change from the Lizard we've got now, apart from having an updated sort of animated look head sculpt?
I would say that was the only thing I was going to say I could imagine being different is the head.
Yeah, again, this figure was like on the standard size packaging, so it would have been like a smaller Lizard. That's what's weird about, like, as a kid, you don't even realise, but all the characters are like not in scale with each other. It's crazy. But yeah, I definitely think if we were going to get...
Good.
I was going to say, if we were going to get this Lizard reissue, the Build-A-Figure, the only change I'd really want is an all-white lab coat rather than the dirty bottom. And dirty bottom? No one wants a dirty bottom. And an updated head sculpt that's more animated style. I've seen a few customs of them as well, by the way, which look really good.
Yeah, and that's one thing I've seen a lot of as well, is where they've done it without the tongue. If there was any accessory I would like, it would be interchangeable heads. One with the big lashing tongue, one without. Yeah. Shout out to Andre, just subscribed as well. Welcome to the channel, my friend.
So yeah, hit or miss in the comments for a Lizard on this retro packaging. Would you like Hasbro to reissue Lizard with an updated head sculpt on this retro card? Hit or a miss, and we'll read a couple out before we move on to the next one. And let me jump to the chat. So who we got? Okay, so John Turner says hit. Radshaw hit. Change the leg so it can actually stand properly. Oh yeah, good point. A lot of people customized that leg, didn't they? To make him stand. So yes, you are correct. Customize those legs. Bullet 74 says, and a bendy wide tail would be nice too. Yes, you're not wrong. Look at all these demands we have, Hasbro. We'd like legs that make him stand, an updated head. We're never happy, right? We need it all changing, but we're not wrong either. The bendy tail, they did try and articulate the Build-A-Figure tail, to be fair. At least they tried. Mark Tat says lighter green scaled skin on the Lizard for a more animated look. Yes, I agree. SN Custom says miss. Sam's not a fan of that one. Nick S says definitely Lizard with the classic look and better articulation. Everything Man Cool says hit. Phil Jones hits he's more decisive on that one. Phil knows what he wants now. He did say hit previously. He did change his mind for us as well, by the way. Alex says hit. Ron says not really. Fair enough, Ron. Fair enough. KDB says hit for me, but how would the tail fit in there? It's a detachable piece, and they could put it lying on the back. Done. Easy. Mark Tat says I want a dirty bottom. It's not really that stream, Mark Tat. It's not really that stream. Ron says miss. Mark Oliver says hit. John says hit. Now Mark Tat won't start talking saying dirty bottom hit. No hits for dirty bottom. Don't hit the dirty bottom. Oh my god.
Well, let's just rein it back.
Oh my god. Sometimes you don't know what you're saying. You're just live, so you just start reading comments.
Can we talk Blade on this card now? We need Blade.
Well, I don't know what. We'll get there.
Let's move to.
Let me keep going. Let me keep rolling through these. We got. I did say I had about 20 of these. Right. Next up is Venom. Venom on this card seems like an obvious thing. Now we don't need Venom, but put him on this retro card and give me two. This is another one where you could update the head as well.
And not just that, but I can't remember one of the interviews this week. I think it might have been Boogs. He said he asked them, "Do you think we could see a comic Venom on the movie
Venom
body?" So I could see them doing that.
Yeah, I do think we're going to get Venom on this retro card. It's too easy for them. Again, it's another one where you could update the head, give it a more animated look. I've seen a few people customize it where it has that sort of blue and red tone to it. I don't know if I'd want to see it like that. I'd rather the all black with the white, but it's definitely one they can do. But before we move on, I'm going to move on quickly and do these as a pair because why not? It is the son of Venom, of course, or the offspring of Venom, Carnage. Another one they could clearly do on this retro card. Again, I know we've just got a Carnage, but I haven't got it in hand yet. But this new Venom Wave Carnage and the Venom Pool Wave seems to be a lot better with the actual sculpted tendrils on him. Very excited about that Carnage. And put it in the retro packing, and I'll have it. There's a theme. There's a theme here, isn't it? There's a theme going on here. I'm trying to imagine a whole wall, Brandon, of this retro card. That's why. So I need all the different characters. But are you a fan of Venom and Carnage on this card? Would you?
I would definitely go Venom. I would go Venom if it's on that new body. And the thing is I don't know what, like at that scale, I don't know what other figures they could put on that body, what other characters they could put on that body. Yeah. So I think having Venom on that would be cool. I mean, even if they redecoed it and put a new Carnage on that body would be cool.
Yeah. Well, again, with the Venom movie being delayed until October 2021, they have time to do something else with that body. Maybe they can get a Tom Hardy head. Who knows? But with the
now that would be good. Because someone mentioned at the start of the stream as well, Tom Hardy is apparently Marvel Studios and Sony are talking about getting Tom Hardy in Spider-Man 3 as well.
I wouldn't be surprised. Do you know what I like about the whole Spider-Verse, like Doctor Strange and being in Spider-Man? Like, obviously it's not the Spider-Man I wanted would have been like in working for the Daily Bugle, type thing.
Yeah,
I would have liked a live action version of the animated story, animated theme, that type of early 20s Spider-Man type thing. But we haven't. The MCU Spider-Man is completely different, which is fine. It's its own entity, which I'm fine with. Like, Peter Parker shouldn't need mentors all the time. Like, we've had Iron Man, Nick Fury, now we're getting Doctor Strange. Like, I don't think as a character Spider-Man needs that, but it's the MCU's take on Spider-Man, so I'm happy. I'm fine with it. Do you know, like, but this multiverse changes the game. It sort of gives credibility. It sort of makes the other Spider-Man films, like,
it does.
Gives them more credit. Gives them more worth. Do you know, like the Tobey Maguire ones? Now suddenly they could be back in play. Same with the Andrew Garfield. That could be back in play. Do you know, like, it sort of gives all the Spider-Man films more credibility out of nowhere. It's mad. It's like, I don't have the Tobey Maguire films on DVD. Like, I just don't have them. Don't know why I just didn't buy them. But now I'm thinking, hang on a minute. If Tobey Maguire turns up in Spider-Man 3, even for a brief little cameo, that means that world is somehow connected in the MCU's multiverse. And now I'm going to, do you know, like...
weird. And that's, I think the thing for me is that of the 2 MCU Spider-Man films we've had so far, Homecoming is my favorite, simply because it's more grounded, it's more New York, it's more Spider-Man. You know, for me, Far From Home was just a bit. I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong, but it was just a bit more out there because, you know, he's in Europe, he's literally down the road from us. It was a bit more out there. And that's the only thing I think about what seems to be happening with Spider-Man 3 is that, don't get me wrong, I think it's going to be an amazing film, whether it's Doctor Strange, whether it's, you know, real craziness going on with the multiverse and different people coming in, different cameos, that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm the same as you. I would love to have just seen a little bit more time, a little bit more content of just Spidey being Spidey, you know? Because who else could have nailed that better than Marvel Studios?
Yeah, as I said, for me, it's the MCU Spider-Man, and I'm happy with it. I see it, the MCU as its own sort of universe, as we should. Mark Tatton says, I reckon that the MCU were playing the long game with Tom Holland because we will see him grown in Peter Parker in his 20s. Yeah, I hope we have a long-term Spider-Man. Obviously, Tom Holland could be Spider-Man for the next 10, 15 years. I hope he does that, the same way Hugh Jackman was Wolverine for so long, and Iron Man was Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. was Tony Stark for so long. Why can't we have Tom Holland for the next 15 years and move into that world? Or A says, guys, there's been no confirmation that Spidey 3 is a Spider-Verse movie. It makes no sense. Why would Sony want 2 different Spider-Verse movies coming out around the same time? Come on now. Doctor Strange is called the Multiverse of Madness. Doctor Strange is appearing in Spider-Man 3. It's been confirmed that Jamie Foxx is being Electro again. It's like, come on now. Has to, whether it's a Spider-Verse film or not. It's the the multiverse is playing a role, is what I'm saying. Do you know, like?
And I think that all came as part of the deal. Like, I think that all came with part of the deal that Sony did, that Sony renegotiated with Marvel Studios, was that if they want to keep using Spider-Man within the MCU, then you need to integrate our Sonyverse as well.
Well, that's how they can do Tom Holland and stuff. They can say Tom Holland and Mobius. Well, that makes no sense because we've already seen Adrian Toomes in the Mobius trailer. Oh, I'm so confused. I guess nobody knows. Right, anyway, we're going off on a tangent, which is fine, but let's quickly go back to these two. Hit or a miss on Carnage and Venom on the retro card. Hit or a miss on we could, because let's be honest, we could do a whole live stream on the Spider-Man film, and maybe we could, and maybe we will, and we can talk about what characters we'd like to see return and villains we'd like to see. Maybe we will, but for now, retro cards. What are we saying? Do we want Venom and Carnage on this retro card? Hit or a miss? Let us know in the comments below.
KDB and Daniel both said miss for both. Ron said obvious hit.
Again, I'm a sucker. You put them in this card. Again, I don't think we need them, people. I'm not saying we need them. I am just being I'm just wish listing here, fantasy booking, if you will. Do you know, like, if they came out, would I buy them? Yes. Not saying I need them, but I want them. What I need and want are different things.
Yeah, I think I would miss unless it was on that new body. If they were on that new body, yeah, for sure, that'd be cool.
Right, so who is next on my list? Right, okay, this one's interesting, this next one, because it's a character everyone's familiar with, but not in this form, which may confuse Brandon, but it is Vulture. And in the animated show, Vulture would sort of, his life force was like draining, so he'd be old, but then he'd go back to being young. And he had this more armored look, so he'd be old and young and old and young. And I don't hate the look for this, to be fair. And it's different enough to the comic version to maybe make sense. I don't know. But Vulture. Would we want animated Vulture on this animated card? Again, not an old... You could give us an old head and a young head.
Yeah, I think it's similar to Craven in that we got the modern sculpt with that Ultimate Spider-Man 2-pack. We got a more classic one, obviously, this year with the Demogoblin wave. So, I mean, yeah, probably a miss for me as well, simply because I've already got the two versions that I would need to fit the modern shelf and the classic shelf. And I prefer those designs as well compared to the animated design. Yeah,
my mind's eye version of the Vulture is definitely the more classic comic look. But I do remember this quite well from the cartoon as well, where he was young and go old and his life force was constantly changing. But a more armoured look with a younger head is different enough as a figure for me to maybe be interested in the purchase. But again, I can completely understand how this one may not be as popular. We've got a bit of a mix in the comments. I like Ron. Ron just says, yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? Why not? And he says the same as me, have a young old head and a young head. Bullet says, yes, hit. Venom need an update. Crazy Toon says, hit. Alex says, pass. Danny says, animated Vulture, miss. Jamie says, miss for this, I think. Taylor says, hit. John says, maybe. John, we don't like maybes around here. Don't be so indecisive. You got to say hit or miss. Right? No sitting on the fences. Wallace says, really like the previous Vulture, to be fair. Everything man cool, hit. Nah. Connor says, nah. Nah. A few people have said they like the Wallace and Sam SN Custom said they both like the one we have. And I agree. We're not trying to... not saying this one's better by any means. We're just curious what people think, if they would like the animated Vulture on this card. Phil Jones says miss. Alex says nah. Another nah.
Yeah.
What about this one?
We also have 141 in the chat, Dan.
Pow! Welcome, everybody. Welcome. As you can see from the pictures on the screen, we are going through the Spider-Man retro series of the past. And we are talking about if we would like them in 6-inch form. Again, some of them we will probably see. Some of them we will probably never see. Which is a shame because I'd buy them all, but Hasbro don't. They're already taking all my money anyway. So.
Buy two of them all.
Yeah, exactly. That's how much of an idiot I am. Anyway, this next one is Mobius. Now, what makes me laugh is that Mobius in the animated show couldn't suck people's blood, so he was like plasma. I need plasma. So and again, because the animated show was I first learnt about so many characters in that animated show. I was like, when I read the comics, I was like, why doesn't he want plasma anymore? Like, it's such an idiot. I even had, as a kid, I had the Mobius that was turned into a bat. I don't know if you remember the animated show, but he actually turned into a full-fledged bat. And it had like pumping blood function on the figure, where if you press the button on its back, some blood would pump through its veins. I remember it as a kid. Never had this version of Mobius, but I do think this is more of people's mind's eye version of Mobius. Nightwing X says, what's up, Dan? Who just got here? Welcome, my friend. Welcome. Alex says plasma. Yes. Figure Expert says miss.
Crazy Toon says pass for me. I like the one from the Venom Wave.
Yeah, again, the Venom Wave one just came out, so I doubt many people would want another Mobius. But again, you put it on that retro card. Homerino Collectible says, yes, this is what introduced me to Mobius. This is the look I need and needs the sound effect. Felicia. Yes, Felicia. Felicity. Oh, no, it's Felicity, isn't it? It's Felicity. My bad. Felicity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Felicity. It's Peter Parker's little high school, college friend. The little blonde
Yeah.
thing with glasses. Phil Jones says, I really like the Mobius from the Absorbing Man wave. Yeah, that was a good one. Still got that one. Alex, Danny says miss. Jamie says hit. That's how I remember Mobius. Yeah, see, I think a lot of people's mind's eye version of Mobius is this look. As it's not too far off his 90s look, to be fair.
No.
So I'd take it, people. I'd take it. It's a hit from me. What are you saying? Hit or miss?
If they released it exactly how it looks as this one, then I would probably go hit, and then I would move the new one that's just come out. I would probably put that onto the more modern looking display and go for this one, for the animated shelf. So yeah, because think about it, that's pretty doable. New head sculpt.
Yep.
Gambit jacket. He's a bit beefy, so maybe put him on the Spider-Man 29. No, what was Spider-Man 20? Yeah, Spider-Man 2099, the Spider-Man UK body mold.
Yep. Ed Wallace says hit. Daniel McGann says miss. Never liked this look. Everything Man calls says hit if we get Blade. We'll get to that, my friend. Alex says I want a better classic Mobius. The book cap needs an update. Prescribed Jones says hit. I need him. I like him as a character. Caplib says Mobius and Felicia Hardy 2-pack. I would take that all day long. Ranshaw says miss because I feel like we need a more updated classic Mobius. Ain't that what we just got in the Venom wave though? Interestingly enough.
Yeah.
Okay, this next one, Brandon, the comics are going to have to help us out on because I can't remember if it's just a character for the animated show or is in the comics.
Yeah.
It is Smythe. Do you remember Smythe?
Kingpin's guy, right?
Yeah, Kingpin. He was in his own little hover chair. He had hover chairs before Professor X had hover chairs. And then he like mutated himself or something. I can't really remember how he ends up looking the way he does. But I remember him being in that hover chair, and he built the Spider Slayers essentially for Kingpin. And Kingpin like kept him as a prisoner to sort of keep until he got Spider-Man essentially. But Smythe is a comic character, and I need this. Okay, thank you. Capliv says Smythe is a comic character. I remember it from the animated show though. Smythe, again, a character we've not had in Legends form, so a great new figure to put on this retro packaging.
Yeah, for sure.
Animated, articulated heroines. We will get there. I haven't forgot about her. Trust me, we will get there. Ivan Fry says yes. He became the Spider Slayer. Yes. To be fair, the Spider Slayers could be in the Riders wave, maybe. Who knows? Maybe.
Yeah, true.
A lot of hits for this one. So far, I can't see one miss. Okay, KBD, congratulations. You're the one miss. I know, Cool Comics as well. Cool Comic Cosmic Chronic. But yeah, that's a tongue twister. Cool Comic Cosmic Chronic. Oh, that kind of. He says miss as well.
We get that same tongue twister every week.
Yeah, he's sneaky, that one. He's sneaky. Yes, KBD, you said miss. We understand. Nero. Okay, so a few people may not be a fan of the character design. I'd take him in his hover chair or like this, to be fair. I quite like it.
Yeah.
Quite like it. Smythe. Get your exclusive Marvel t-shirt. Yeah, for inside. I wonder anyone got that t-shirt. Look, it was $8 or £8 at one point. Crazy. Double hit. Profit 924. Double hit. Ron says Smythe got them sexy arms.
Okay.
Okay.
Pigment said, tuning in, what I miss?
You've missed a lot of retro figures from the past, my friend. We're in a time machine today. We're going back. Okay, so
we got some pimp articles in hand.
Yeah, so we were just talking about Spider-Man 3, and we were saying that it's sort of not confirmed officially, but let's be honest, it's probably confirmed, is that Benedict Cumberbatch is going to be in Spider-Man 3. Doctor Strange. Yeah. Now, Doctor Strange was also in the animated show, and there's even been lots of crossover with Spider-Man and stuff. And I don't know if people remember, but Doctor Strange was actually on this retro card as well. That's right. You could get Doctor Strange. We need a classic-looking Doctor Strange. A classic look with the blue and the yellows. We haven't got in Marvel Legends yet. We've got a modern one and then a modern one with an updated colour with a big cape. We haven't got the classic look with the yellow gloves yet. So why not give us a redeco of Doctor Strange with the classic look on this retro card. Genius, right?
Yeah, that would be good.
Doing
I agree.
Hasbro's job for them.
Yeah, no, that would be good. And it's a solid place to put it as well.
It makes sense, especially with all the rumors of Doctor Strange and the new Spider-Man. So it makes sense on a marketing level. He was in the animated show. He was on the old figure. We need an updated Doctor Strange with the classic look.
Which body would you want to see that on?
What is he on the bookie cap currently?
Um,
I don't hate the bookie cap, by the way, people. Like, I do think it's a fine, like, staple of our Marvel universe.
Where is it? Oh yeah, he's here. I think it's the Bucky Cap legs, but I'm not sure. I don't think it's the same torso as Bucky Cap torso.
I actually don't have a comic Doctor Strange on my shelf.
You don't have the Hulkbuster version.
I think I sold it ages ago because I was going to get the updated version. I don't know what's happened, people. I've just noticed a hole in my display. Oh my god.
Well, what about the Doctor Strange wave one?
No, don't have that either. I don't know why. What's happened? I don't know why. I think this was before I decided I'm going all in on the comic figures. I don't know. I've got no comic. I said this is why I need this figure, people. I have no Doctor Strange comic version on my display. I've only got Benedict Cumberbatch as astral form and movie form. So I need this. Doctor Strange on the retro wave. I don't know what that little effect is with him, by the way. Can you see that effect on? It's like a little red swirl with a. I don't know what it is, to be fair. Does anyone in the comments know, or chat know what that is? Sorry, that accessory. What is that? Don't know.
Yeah, I can't. It looks like a fun birthday cake, but not.
Doctor Strange with birthday cake accessory. He could do birthday parties with his magic. He could, I guess.
Exactly.
Right. So a lot of people are saying hit for this one. A lot of hits. Okay. So Ron was saying super hit. John says hit. Jamie says 100%.
This
Wallace is a hit. John hit. Nero hit. Everything Man Cool hit. Cat Lives says this is genius. Classic Doctor Strange to go with classic Domato. Yes. Cool Cosmic Chronic hit. Nightwing says I need two. Mark Tactek says this is how they give us the classic Doctor Strange more likely. That's my theory. That's my theory. Action Figure Expert says Doctor Strange hits his head. Hits his head. Doctor Strange hits his head. Okay? If you say so. I don't know what you mean, but yeah. Crazy Toon Production says hit, we need classic Doctor Strange. Yes, I agree. Alex says new body for Doctor Strange, please. But what body? He's not a big muscular guy. I think the bookie cap's fine.
No, not Bucky Cap.
Well, give me whatever one.
Yeah, but we need butterfly joints.
We don't need a big muscular Doctor Strange, but we need butterfly joints. I agree. So what figure has butterfly joints and not muscular body?
What about the new Moon Knight?
I guess no, that's not. Oh yeah, New Moon Knight could work. I guess he's quite muscular though. He's got all those abs.
I'm gonna turn around quick just so you can see. True, all the abs. Yeah, but so does.
Danny says we had a classic one in the Toy Biz days. Yes, we did, but not in the New Days.
Yeah.
And that's what we're talking about. It's a New Day. Yes, it is. Oh, let's not talk about the New Day. The WWE have just split them up. It's a sore subject. Let's not talk about that. House Spawn Hawk says yes. Hit, finally, a classic Doctor Strange in 6-inch form. Prescribed Jones says hit. KDB says hit. Alex hit. Tyler says hit. Mark Tactek says Kang body. I've not got the new Kang yet, so maybe it could work, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if the Kang body would be too much sculpt.
Prophet says Shatter Star. Shatter Star body, is that an option? Do you know what? He's not wrong. Shatter Star is a good shout, but it has no butterfly joints.
Rectangular said Pizza Parker for Strange, but I think that's too slender.
Yeah, that's quite skinny. But Doctor Strange is a bit skinny, maybe. I just don't see Doctor Strange as a big muscular guy, and a lot of the figures are very muscular. Like, not saying he's not, but I don't know.
It needs to be not skinny but not muscular. It needs to just be slender.
Ron says, who is Shatterstar? Shatterstar is a mutant from it's something to do with the Mojo world. He wears all white. He was in Deadpool 2, if that helps you, but not in his comic look, so that probably doesn't help you. He was in X Factor, New Mutants, I believe. Shang-Chi's body, no, Shang-Chi's body is too muscular.
You reckon?
Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe I'm not giving Doctor Strange any credit. Maybe he is hench. Okay, whatever. We need Doctor Strange.
It came out this year, you know. This is one of my favorite figures from this year.
We're gonna get another Shang-Chi next year with his clothes on.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Sunfire mold. Again, it's muscular, but whatever. Yeah, let's have a beefy Doctor Strange. That body on the leader. The leader doesn't have butterfly though. We're trying to think of a body that has butterfly because we need Doctor Strange to be pulling all his weird Doctor Strange poses.
Leader does have butterfly. I think it's on the pizza Parker mold.
Oh, maybe then. Maybe. Okay. Anyway, I think that's a layout.
How about the one that Claw is on? You know the comic Claw?
I've still got him in the box.
Really, the Shuri Claw 2-pack.
Yeah, there he is. He does have butterfly. I think it's the same as
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight, yeah. That could work though. I'd be fine with that. I'd be fine with Doctor Strange on that. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. There you go. That's what we've chose. Don't know who was the first. We don't know who was the first figure with that body mold on, but that's the one we've came to choose. A lot of people says hit, so let's move on because I'm getting into wish list territory now. So this is a Spider-Man design that I definitely want on retro card and definitely want in this design. It was in the animated show. It was in the Toy Biz card, and we've not had it in 6-inch form yet. Now, Bobby Valla said he wanted to make this and put this in the Kingpin wave, but it never happened.
Oh, really?
Yes, it is the Iron Suit Spider-Man. I don't know what he's officially called, but it's the Iron Spider-Man. That's not the Iron Spider-Man we know. It's the Silver Iron.
Oh, Armored Spider-Man.
Armored Spider-Man. There you go. Armored. Let's go with Armored Spider-Man. There you go. So there he is. This was in the animated show. I had the toy as a kid. Nostalgic. Need this. We haven't had it in 6-inch form yet either. So another figure they could give us on this retro card that would be a very popular thing. I love his little shield as well. His little web shield. Super web shield. So yeah, this is one I want. And again, this is something we don't have in 6-inch form on any wave or anywhere.
No. It's they did the 3 3/4-inch version, but no 6-inch anywhere. I was gonna say that's one thing I would really love is a proper comic Iron Spider.
Yeah, this is what I want. I want this to happen in 2021. Dan, Ryan, Dwight, if anyone's watching, can we have one of these, please? Much appreciated. Thank you. I'm assuming they said yes, so that was just me acknowledging that. What's the chat saying, Brandon? Do you want to read out? I'm assuming.
The chat saying, hit for me, massive hit.
May as well get a drum kit because it's a hit. It's a hit.
Yeah,
it's a hit.
There's a single miss yet. Nick says, we need a bulk suit spider on the new mold. Action Figure Expert says hit. Daniel Hellspawn, Cool Comic, Prophet, Danny Lopez, Jamie, Connor, Keith, Cap, everything, Articulated Heroines.
Have to be a new mold as well, by the way, people. Have to be newly sculpted. No reuse around here.
No. Alex says hit. Alexander says hit. Nero, massive hit. Bullet hit. Everybody's saying hit. Prescribed hit. Yeah.
All right, one sec.
Said miss. No, thank you.
Omega said hit. Rectangular says miss. Rectangular? Why? Why rectangular? Give us a good reason why you would deny us of this figure. All right, let's go. Right, we're getting into wish list territory now, by the way, because these figures that we're talking about next, I had as a kid, so I just want them, but my pictures are crashed. So give me a sec.
Rectangular said he's not a big Spider-Man guy.
Sad times. So fair enough. Okay, we'll let you off, Todd. We'll let you off.
This is one thing that keeps coming up though, is the symbiote Spider-Man. That on the new body. Yeah. But this is the thing. In I think yours and a lot of other interviews this week, Dwight was saying that he would love to revisit that new Spider-Man body to make it pinless.
Yeah, because he's aware that the pins are different colour. Like, he knows that. That's what I mean. Like, it's just he's limited sometimes to what he can do. So I do think Spider-Man on the pinless body, once they've sorted it out, worked out all the kinks, will happen. Maybe 2022, but probably not next year. But yeah, expect all those classic characters on the retro. I'm not retro card, but the pinless tech. Right, so Armored Spider-Man was a hit. We haven't had him in 6-inch form yet, so that was in my wish list of Spider-Man characters I'd like anyway. This next one I had as a kid, and I do think it would be very popular. I think you'd even like this, Brandon. It is a battle, and it's called Battle Ravaged Spider-Man. And it's basically a battle-damaged Spider-Man with bits of his suit ripped off. And he's got a spiderweb backpack and everything.
Really?
Yes. I had it as a kid. It's a little spiderweb backpack. It's like a battle-damaged Spider-Man, so it's like a beat-up Peter Parker headbutt with the mask on, so it's a bit ripped.
Yeah.
Ripped-up suit. I think this would be very popular. It was on the retro card, and again, it's easy for Hasbro to give us because it's not... I guess they would have to... It would be cheating to just do a deco with the... They'd have to sculpt, I think, some of the costume coming off the figure, but they could just deco it, but that would be cheating. It has to be sculpted, coming off, battle damage... There you go. Rectangular's a fan of this one. Rectangular said battle damage, huge hit. Yes. So this figure's called Battle Ravaged, but let's be honest, it's battle damaged Peter Parker Spider-Man. That's got to be a hit for you, right?
Yeah, that's definitely a hit for me. Yeah, absolutely. And this has been asked of the team, I think, at Comic Cons in years gone by as well. So, and I think now that we've seen this year, we've seen a little bit more beaten and bloody figures. So I think this one, it could be. It isn't like that battle damage. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's not any bruises, and especially when you consider.
Yeah, I think Hasbro would do a better job than this. Obviously, this is a toy from back in the day.
No. I mean, when you consider the new
just a beat up head. We need a ripped suit and everything.
Yeah, like I don't think it would be that. It'd be that much.
Again, the ACBA community would love this. I love how the accessories with this was a Doc Ock tentacle, a camera, and his little spider web bag. I think
sure.
Mark Tactis says secret storage. Did that used to open? I cannot remember. Could his camera fit in that bag? If it didn't, Hasbro should remake it and make that camera that bag open. But yes, battle ravaged or battle damaged, whatever you want to call it. But yes, give us a battle damaged Spider-Man on this retro card, please, Hasbro. Make it happen. So, quick hit or a miss in the comments. Quick hit or a miss before we moved on. A battle-damaged Spider-Man. Battle-damaged Spider-Man in any form. With interchangeable heads as well. One with the mask ripped. One with just a beaten-up head. Okay, Phil says hit. Prescribed Joan, hit. Cool Comic, hit. Ron says hit. Everything Man Cool says hit. Connor, hit. Rashaw says hit. Action Figure Expert, miss. Oh, sad times. You had to ruin the hit streak there, didn't you? Had to ruin. We thought this would be a home run. Yeah, Cat Lives hit. Jamie's here hit. Nightwing X hit. There you go. Action Figure Expert. You just ruined the home run there. I thought we'd have at least one home run in this whole stream with the battle damaged. Dark Clueless says miss. Oh, we got another miss. Okay, fair enough. Hit. Why not? I love those why not. It's just we're only fantasizing here, people. Why not? John Turner. Yep, hit. Prophet says some rip school on the 6-arm Spidey. The webbing has a pouch split to put things in. Yeah, there is a bit of ripped costume on the 6-arm Spider-Man where the other arms pop in. Alex says home run. You are not wrong. Right, so this next one, again, I had as a kid. That's why I've put it on my list. I can't even remember if it was in the TV show. I don't really know I think it was in the TV show. Anyway, it's Cyborg Spider-Man. I had this as a kid. I just remember it so much. He has like a robot sort of arm. It's like it's a bit like he's all scarred up. It's like a Deathlock sort of Spider-Man with a big metal arm, loads of stitches, eye patch on with like some laser eye. I just remember having this as a kid, so very nostalgic for me. Haven't got it in 6-inch form. Don't know what it is, but I want it. Just a selfish hit for me. Do you are familiar with this design of Spider-Man at all?
Not. I'm with rectangular on this one. This would be a miss.
Yeah, I probably had this as a toy before you were born. That's
quite easily.
Yeah, I had this as a toy before Brandon was born. That's how crazy this is. Yeah, this one's probably a little bit more mixed messages, whether people like it or not, because you probably have no idea what it is. He has some big harness that goes on the pack. I don't know if you see the packaging art look, but that harness sort of sits on him, and it's sort of like a cyborg type of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hit or a miss with the cyborg Spider-Man. He's actually called Cyborg Spider-Man. Hit or Nero, undecided. I told you, Nero, we don't like undecided. You need to make a decision right now, life or death, hit or a miss.
Hellspawn, Hulk, and Alex both say massive miss.
Yeah, there's a lot of misses. Omega, I'm just gonna his message is hidden because he swears, but I'm gonna press the show button on it because he says massive shit. He's not a fan of this one, or he's just gone to the toilet. One of the two. I don't really know. Know. But yeah, to be fair, it's a bit mixed, this one. Bit 50-50. Absolutely not, Connor says. Absolutely not. Absolutely. He's not impressed. It's trash, says Ron. Nero, miss. John Turner says miss. Oh, sad times. Oh, wow. Well, this one's a bit nostalgic for me. So, F all of yous. This is one I want, all right? Hasbro, make this just for me. Because I had it as a kid and now I want it as a grown man. All right? Let my grown man have his toys. Oh, Alexander says he'd definitely cop it. I appreciate that. Eric Larson drew Spider-Man in the 90s in this look for a few issues. Oh, very nice. See, I knew it had some history somewhere. They didn't just make it for a toy. Cyborg Spider-Man with a cider bottle accessory for Dan. Yeah, I take it. My cider bottle's empty. I need someone to go and get me another one, but no one's in my house, so I don't have. Like, I watched the Infinity Equation podcast, and Ryan has his son as a butler that basically comes in and out of his room feeding him drinks. I have no son. I might have a son just so I can train him to be a butler. I'll call him Alfred Williams, or Jarvis. Probably Jarvis. In the Marvel world, we call him Jarvis. My son's gonna be called Jarvis. Gonna have offspring. When the missus comes back, I'll be like, we're gonna have a kid. Because I need a slave. imagine that conversation. Stupid. I keep forgetting to swap the picture back. Anyway, we're back. Sorry, my bad. I had that picture up for far too long. Williams. Yes. By the way. Marcus Yee. Williams, yes. It's no secret, my friend. That's what the W stands for. You can get more creative if you want, but usually people just think of offensive things. But no, Williams that's what the W stands for. No secret. Real name, no gimmicks. Obi Trice. Again, that's a hip-hop reference no one gets. Okay, so this next one isn't a figure, Brandon. It's not a figure.
Is it?
No, it's not a figure. So, in my Hasbro interview, they were talking about HasLabs options. They were talking about making dioramas and play sets at a higher price point. And back in the day, maybe not everyone knows this, but back in the day, this Spider-Man retro packaging. Okay. Yeah, this Spider-Man retro packaging had a playset. For these figures. And the Spider-Man ride in America, in Disney World, not in Universal Studios, I think it is, in California. Not California, Florida, I think. I've been on it, whatever. Anyway, very similar. Orlando, yes. Very similar. Because it's the Daily Bugle. So there was a Daily Bugle playset. I'll throw up the picture on the screen if you don't believe me. So the Spider-Man Retro series had a Daily Bugle playset back in the day. How crazy would it be now to get a 6-inch scale sort of Daily Bugle? I've just built up the NECA diorama. Like, I've just brought the NECA dio. So think about the same sort of concept of the NECA dio, the street dio, where it's just the front. Just the front panel is the Daily Bugle with different tiers, but it's a playset for the animated series. Would you buy this in 6-inch scale, just as a dio to display figures on?
Yes, I would.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. And likewise, just on that note, if we got one that was like an Avengers compound or Avengers tower in the same scale, same $100 price point, even anywhere between 100 and 150 dollars or pounds, yes, I'm in.
Yeah, I found a picture of it open. So there's the picture of it open, so you can see how it scales with the Spider-Man figures of the past. There's Spidey down there. But just think people, again, not necessarily a playset. We don't need it as a playset. A lot of people are just displaying their figures. Think of the NECA Dio, where it's a different tiered sort of panelled diorama, so you could display your animated series figures on there with a city backdrop, Spider-Man Easter eggs. Like, come on now, this is not a bad idea. In this playset, it had like Venom slime and like weird little contraptions, and like that little blue thing was you could put slime in there and Spider-Man could drop into slime. I just think it's a cool little unique thing, very nostalgic. I genuinely honestly don't think we're going to get it in the Hasbro era, but I just thought it was a cool little thing to mention. And again, we're fantasy booking people here, we're wish listing. So let's just say if Hasbro released the Daily Bugle as a diorama, the same way NECA did the Street Dio, would you buy it? Hit or a miss on the Daily Bugle diorama? A Daily Bugle diorama to display your animated retro figures. Hit or a miss? And let's just say it's £100, $100. Set the $100 price point. Rectangular says, sadly, I don't think Hasbro would make this look good. Yeah, it's a shame. But we're just wish listing here. Let's just pretend they did, and it did look good. And it was £100.
It wouldn't need to be the exact same thing as this, but like I think that they could still do a pretty good.
Yeah, I don't think it would be too bad. Just think this scaled up, but 2020, 2021 vibes, 2022 vibes, better. I don't know. I'd love it. I'm not going to lie. I would display my figures on it.
Diorama, and it was like 3 tiers. It could be like the bottom tier could be like a New York Street.
Yes, there you go.
The middle tier could be like Daily Bugle offices.
Yep.
Daily Bugle building, but Daily Bugle offices.
Could have a little window for J. Jonah to hang out and wave his newspaper angrily.
Yeah, and then you do the top tier could just be a rooftop. You know, with those the little gargoyle statue.
It could have like a little ledge for Spider-Man to sit on. Or
exactly.
Something.
Yeah. With like a little chimney top and a ladder coming down the side. Yeah.
I agree. Right, let's jump to the comments, see what people are saying. Ron says hit. KBD says miss. KBD says miss to everything. Rectangular says, as I said, he doesn't think Hasbro will make it look good, which is a shame, but he says miss as well. Phil Jones says hit. Sonny says hit. I can't read your name. Nangkochu says hit. Alexander says possibly copying, as in you're possibly buying the one that's out right now. The Toy Biz playset. It is on eBay. Nero says hit times 10. Jamie says 2 please. Houseborn. Hawk says miss. Rectangular, as we said, miss already.
Everything Man says hit.
Yeah. Articulated Heroine says hit. Articulated Heroes. Pal, welcome to the channel, my friend. He says they'd probably turn this into a HasLab. I could see that happening for sure. KBD says miss. You keep fooling me. I keep reading out the same negative misses, even though he's already said miss. Profit says hit for sure if weighs at £100. No, it doesn't weigh £100. It costs £100. British pounds. Sterling. That's very confusing for the Americans, I assume. They think our money's weight. No, pounds. The pound is stronger than a dollar. Holla. Have you never heard that? Never mind. Phil says hit. John says big hit Hasbro. Yes. Alex says biggest hit all day home run. Mark Tac says hit. Sonny says we would need an X-Men mansion as well. Oh, yes. But again, HasLab wishlist could be another stream entirely, my friend. Joshua says 50-50, rather a Punisher van. Fair enough. Marcus says, I'll say hit if there's also a possibility for more dioramas like a Doctor Strange house, Baxter building, Xavier School for the Gifted, and Avenger Tower, etc. Yeah, I'd love to see all of them. I'd be a broke man, but I'd love to see them all. HasLab could make dios for Legends for 150 a pop and could kill it. Danger Room, Tower. Yeah, I actually had the X-Men Danger Room on my list to tell the Hasbro team, and it was just one of many things I forgot to mention. X-Wing, HasLab creation, perhaps. So yeah, lots of hit. Rectangular says, I think a laboratory diorama would be the most versatile thing they could make. Yep, lots of characters.
For who?
For anyone who's a scientist.
Yeah.
Peter Parker, Doc Ock, Beast, Reed Richards.
Yeah, but I think it would
Hulk.
limit who with
Bruce
it.
Banner. We need a Bruce Banner.
Like, think of the VA opportunities.
Right, we're back now. We're back. Okay, so there you go. That was me wish listing.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're all pictures I actually had of things that were already made. They were already made in the Toy Biz era. So we're gonna get now into wants. So we're just gonna go through these. So a few of these we've already brought up within the stream, but we skimmed them because we want to talk about them now. So these are figures that they were never on the Toy Biz card. They were never on the retro card, but we would like them now in 6-inch form on the card. Or just whatever. And the first one we've already talked about because we've had his head. Rectangular, if we believe everything Rectangular says, and as I said, as we've already said, 99% true, we're going to get this guy. Maybe on the retro card sooner rather than later. It is, of course, J. Jonah Jameson, but this time not just his head, the whole body. Would we like a J. Jonah Jameson in Marvel Legends retro card?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely down for this. I think this would be great.
Rectangular says it's happening. I believe him.
Yeah.
Yeah, hits. Few hits. Agnes says pass. Phil Jones says essential. You were not wrong.
Yeah. Because I enjoy having my Kit Bash one with the Everett body, but to get one with the little what's this called? The lapel bit.
Yeah, with the blue suit as well.
Yeah, blue suit, the different the alternate color tie. Yeah, solid.
J. Jonah Jameson. Yeah, so a lot of people are saying
that accessory as well with the tape recorder accessory would be cool.
Yeah, they could probably pack in that camera that we already got with Peter Parker and a Daily Bugle paper. That's how I could see them doing it. They like to reuse accessories they've already released, and we've not seen that We'd definitely get the Daily Bugle paper. We'd probably get the camera. But I'd like J. Jonah in this blue suit on the retro card. I'd take it. I actually don't have a spare suited body. I had one spare suited Chameleon body, and I used it for Hammerhead, and I have Hammerhead standing next to Tombstone on the shelf.
Really?
Yeah, so I actually definitely want a J. Jonah because I need him on my shelf. So J. Jonah is our first one up in the wish list. Now this next one, I think is on the top, at the very tippy top of a lot of people's list. It may even be at the top of Brandon's list.
If it's the one I'm thinking, it's definitely at the top of my list.
Yeah, this one here. Okay, let me pull the picture up.
Yeah, we need him. Go on.
Need him. It's not him.
It's not him?
No, I've been super sarcastic, but I think a lot of people do want this. She's very old, very fragile. We've not had her in 6-inch form. It's Aunt May. Come on. I thought Aunt May was at the top of your list.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, she's in the top 5, but she's not the number 1.
Yeah, I wasn't only joking. I was just trying to build up anticipation for Aunt May. Golden oldie.
But on the Peggy Carter body would be.
Cap Liv says, "Get that old bag of bones out of here." Poor Aunt May. Who doesn't want an action figure of an old lady? Come on now. Think of all the articulated poses you could get with Aunt May. She could be the queen of your universe. In your own little Marvel universe on your shelf, Aunt May could be the master of it all. Think of the ACBA. Think of the ACBA with Aunt May.
Yeah, I mean, I just think this is just, especially now that we got that Moira McTaggart one in the Powers of X, House of X wave.
Yeah.
I think
Rectangular's thoughts are like the same thoughts as everyone else. I'd probably buy it. That's what he says. I'd probably buy it. He's not wrong. Everyone's the same. Everyone's like, people are like secretly want an Aunt May. I think people are lying to themselves. If you say you don't, you're lying. If Aunt May came out, you're buying it. KDB, I'm talking to you, Mr. Miss Everything. You want Aunt May the most. I know you've been waiting for this. Articulated Hero says, my Stan Lee needs company. Do you know that? Yeah. So Ron says Aunt May with double joint elbows. Imagine if that double jointed pinless figure. Money in the bank.
Articulated Heroines donated £5 through Super Chat.
Super Chat.
Massive hit. Shall have to fight Madam Web for the geriatric slot.
Thank you very much, Articulated Heroines. Much appreciated. He says, massive hit. She'll have to fight Madam Web for the geriatric slot. Jared, I can't read it. Read it for me, Brandon. My dyslexia mixes up those words in my brain. Geriatric slot. Old. He means old. That's what my brain does. If I can't read the word, I think of another word that means similar to the same. But thank you very much, Articulated Heroines.
She'll have to fight for the geriatric.
Yeah,
slot.
Geriatric. There you go. I need someone to say it for me so I can hear it. Geriatric. I'll say it wrong again in a minute. He means old anyway. He means old. But yes, Aunt May. Phil Jones says he wants an MCU Aunt May. Yes, I'll take that as well. But yes, obviously not the most popular character in the world. But let's be honest, if they release an Aunt May action figure, you're buying it. You're buying it. Okay, so Articulated Heroines is going to be a fan of this next choice because they're probably friends. They probably go to the knitting clubs together and knit and go and make coffee and sell Tupperware or whatever old women do. I don't know. But it's Madam Web. Madam Web. I actually really want a Madam Web. She's probably in my top 3 Spider-Man characters I want. And I was talking to the Hasbro team about maybe having a Thrones wave, like a wave of figures with Thrones. Madam Web is easily one of them figures with a throne. Let's get a Madam Web on a throne. I'll take her in a single pack. I'll take a single pack on a card as well. But I'd rather a deluxe Madam Web with a throne, please. Come on now. Madam Web's got to be up there. She guides Peter Parker through the Spider-Verse in the animated. MILF Wave. MILF Wave. It's a what's it? A Gilf Mave. Grandmothers I'd like to, you know. Is Madam Web up there for you, Brandon?
Yeah, I would say so. I think it's again. I think it's easy done. I think the other thing that needs to be done is obviously the unique head sculpt.
Articulated Heroines donated £5 through
I think
Super
you put
Chat.
on like the same
Massive
Spider-Woman
hit.
mold.
Shall have to fight Madam Web for the geriatrics.
The lizard wave Spider-Man, the same as the silk body.
Yep.
It's just easy redeco, repaint, and then just the thing. And then, as you say, I think you'd need that deluxe packaging for the throne, but I think it would be good.
I'd take it single packed on the retro card, but I'd rather it be deluxe. Okay, who's next up on our list? Okay, so this may be your one that is your most wanted. I can't. Who's your most wanted, Brandon?
Well, you know who my most wanted is, man. Is Blade.
There you go. He's on the screen. He's on the screen right now. It's Blade, animated Blade. Now, the figure we get on retro card doesn't necessarily have to be the animated version of Blade. We just need an updated Blade, please, and I would take it on that animated card. But this animated look isn't too bad as well. I don't know if you can see the picture on your screen yet, Brandon, but he has like the spikes on his shoulders, and he has that sword, and he's got like the high top hair like we recently got with Rhodey. But yeah, Blade. Tell us why you'd like Blade, Brandon.
A couple of reasons. First reason is the Blade that we have from the Man-Thing wave. It is just, I mean, I can try and get it out, but it's going to maybe knock some people over. There they go. The main thing is that he doesn't stand properly. You know, the articulation is poor, especially around the legs. The body looks good, don't get me wrong. I think the head sculpt looks good, don't get me wrong. But he doesn't stand properly. He doesn't have the articulation that he deserves. You know, we need some butterfly joints. If we can get him on that new body with the ab crunch and the diaphragm joint, then that would be good. So I think from that perspective, just from what we already have of him, he definitely needs that update. The other thing is, one thing that I picked up in the interview with you and with some of the other interviews this week was Dan was talking a lot about diversity. And I think, having another really popular African-American character on the shelf would just be really nice as well. So yeah, man, I think it's solid. And because probably the simplest point of them all, he's a core character to the Spider-Man scene, to the New York street level hero scene. So I think it'd be good.
Okay, what about this? Okay, Spider-Man opens up the multiverse. Wesley Snipes' Blade steps into the MCU. Imagine that.
I mean, this is the thing. I'm all for the multiverse. I just don't want him to go, silly.
I look forward to whatever the MCU do with Blade. But this version, animated series of Blade, could be a rider's wave. We could get him with the helmet, with the goggles,
Very
and
true.
the bike. I doubt it, but we could get a rider's wave Blade. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. But yeah, I'd take Blade on the retro card. Spider-Man, not a problem, all day long. I definitely think we need a new Blade. I don't think it has to be this particular design, but I'd take it nevertheless. So yeah, retro Blade seems to be quite. There's a dark clue that says trash, but someone said that the Mezco Blade's the best one. I can't remember. Ron says that. I've got the Mezco Blade upstairs. I haven't even took it out the box yet. I'm waiting for that to. Huh?
You've not even opened it.
I've opened it to have a little peek, but I've not displayed it or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it to go up to like £300 on eBay so I can sell it. I'm joking. I'm not really joking, but if anyone wants to know, I'm joking. Unless you want to pay £300 for it right now. Not a fan of Blade, Rectangular says. Need the biker suit with spikes, Ghost Rider. Oh yeah. Okay, so Blade. Okay, so who else have we got? I think I've got a couple more, and then we'll just open up the chat to whatever we want. Okay, so talking about Blade, we've just mentioned this guy as well. So he was in the animated show. I don't think we need it. But again, you put him on the retro card with a redeco, I would buy it. Because why? I'm an idiot. Don't be like Dan. It is, of course, Punisher from the retro, from the animated series with the sort of, what color would you say that is? Like aqua color? Like, what is it?
Like turquoise.
Turquoise, yeah. Turquoise sort of. With the grey jacket. I think it's a very easy redeco for Hasbro to do. The grey and the turquoise Punisher with a bandana. Again, easy redeco for Hasbro if they wanted to give us Punisher on this retro card. Again, for nostalgia value alone, I would take Punisher on a retro card.
Punisher? You would?
Yeah, on the retro card I would. Again, it would be one of those characters that I'd just buy once to have on the retro card, but I wouldn't need this one open on the shelf. It would just be to go along with the retro figures. Prophet says teal. Yeah, teal's a good shout. It does look a bit teal. But yeah, I've been thinking about buying a retro Punisher and repainting him this colour, Drake says. Rectangular says miss. Articulated Hero says miss for me. John Turner says miss. Nero says miss. A lot of misses for this one. I'd pay money for an animated series Punisher, says the Wolfpack.
It's for me, Jamie. Nightwing, miss.
Yeah, it's a bit mixed. Bit more mixed, this one. I thought Punisher was one of those type of characters where you could give us him in any form and people would eat it up. But clearly not. Clearly not. People have got Punisher fatigue, I think. Punisher fatigue.
The side of that as well is that we have had like a bunch of versions of them.
Yeah, out of Punisher or Blade, all day long I'd take another Blade. But yeah, I don't need another Punisher. But again, you redeco him, you put him on that retro card. This idiot's going to buy another one, and I'm sure I won't be the only idiot. It's just an easy redo for him. Have I got any more? Okay, I've got this one. This one's interesting. So this is a character from the comics, from the TV show. Haven't had in 6-inch form yet. Very easy repaint for Hasbro. Villains. Can you think, Brandon? Can you take a wild guess?
Think villains.
So it's a villain we haven't got in 6-inch form.
Well, we haven't got in 6-inch
No,
form.
from the animated show. And it is a super easy repaint. You could take any base body you've got now and just paint it.
I'm trying to think.
Okay, yeah, the chat, I'm getting it right already. The chat are spot on. See what I did there? Spot on. Oh, come on now. Come on now. You don't get that shit for free. Come on, super chat me for that. No, I'm joking. Yeah, spots. Spots. Come on now. Yeah, this is easy.
Just blotches of blue purple.
Exactly. Moon Knight body, splotches of black or whatever. You could make him with detachable limbs. Maybe he comes apart like Cannonball at the waist and you get a big black disc. Do you know? Come on now. This is good. A couple of black disc accessories. A rectangular bore off. Come on now. Everyone wants the Spot. Who doesn't want Spot? Rectangle. If they come out with Spot, I'm buying you this for Christmas. Even if it's Christmas 2021, if Spot gets made as a Marvel legend, I promise you, you have it now on live stream. I will buy you this. Okay, a lot of hits, few misses. Okay, interesting. I thought this would be a big hit for a lot of people since we haven't got him in figure form at all. I thought you whack him on the retro packaging. He's been in the. If we haven't got him in 6-inch form, easy, bro. It seems to tick a lot of boxes.
Jones is right as well. It'd be an easy, cost-effective.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It ticks all the boxes. It's in the retro show. Hasbro don't have to do any new molds or anything. They can just redeco something they've already got. Easy, and it's another new character to add to the shelf. And you know me, I love adding new characters to the shelf. And you give me it on the retro card, then people are going to buy 2 of them.
Yeah,
easy, Hasbro. Hasbro, this one is a layup. Dan, if you're rewatching this stream. If you're playing this in the office, if anyone's even back in the office, make this one happen. Make this one happen. Spot. So that was a bit more mixed than I thought, to be fair, for Spot. So that's about it for pictures, to be fair. As I said, I went and pulled all those pictures of the Toy Biz figures, and then I just pulled a few characters from the animated show that I didn't think we had in figure form yet. Obviously, we can talk about Sandman. Sandman was never in the animated show, so he was never on that retro card. But that doesn't mean Hasbro can't give us Sandman on this retro card in the Kingpin Styles packaging and give us the arms. Now, they gave us that original Sandman at the start of 2016, I believe. Now, I could be wrong.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so that means we probably got it at the end of 2015. So that means that Sandman has already been around for 5 years. So, and they know we've been moaning about the arms since then. So, come on. Sandman in this packaging with arms. Just normal arms. Brandon's thinking. That is Brandon's thinking face. He's trying to think when that Sandman came out. He's in deep thought. The comment, the chat will tell us. I just went off the top of the dome and said 2016. I could be wrong.
16 or 17, but I can't remember which.
Probably 17. Now we've said it. Now we've said it so confidently. It's probably 2017.
I know that 18 was definitely.
Okay, so Cat Liv said also Hydro Man with all normal arms. So Hydro Man did come out on the retro card. I could have pulled a picture of him. But yeah, the thing is, we already got. Yeah, we do sort of need him with normal arms. He's easy for me to grab. I'll grab him. So I actually really like this Hydro Man. I love displaying characters with the abilities displayed, and I think this is a great figure if it will focus. But I would take it with normal arms as well, even though it's the same as the MCU Cage. So you could customize some MCU Luke Cage arms if you wanted to repaint. I think I've seen a few people do that. But yeah, I would take it. Again, you put him on the retro card, give him some normal arms. I'd buy a Hydro Man. But I do really like this Hydro Man as well.
Yeah.
Let me put him back on the shelf. Oh, shit, I nearly dropped the whole bloody laptop. If I go off the air, don't worry.
I've just been posing these Hellfire Club figures.
The goons.
No, no, I've not got my goons through yet.
How many Hanks did you go for?
Only 2.
2 Hanks for Brandon. Okay, so there's all our Spider-Man retro wave. So just to wrap this up, to finish this off, and then me and Brandon will stick around for a little bit longer just to talk, and Brandon can tell us about Ghostbusters, of course, because we know that's why you're all here. Just to quickly finish off, if we're only going to get one more character, one more figure on this Spider-Man retro card, just one.
Rhino.
Who do you want?
Rhino.
Brandon wants Rhino. What are people in the chat saying? If you were here now, in the chat, live, watching us, and Hasbro said to you right now, you can have one more figure on the retro card. One more. Who would you want? Who would you want? Let us know. Let us know.
It's going Hobgoblin, Rhino.
Interesting.
Rhino, Hobgoblin, Shocker, Rhino, Hobgoblin, Sandman, Craven, Rhino, Smythe, Lizard, Daredevil. We got Daredevil. Rhino, or animated series Lizard, Cardiac, Spider Slayer, Slithe, Lizard, Shocker, Rhino, Jonah close second.
Oh yeah, there's too quick for me to read, but Prophet says Arc, Keith says Hobgoblin, Ron says Hobgoblin, Articulated Hero says Rhino, Cool Comics says Shocker, Al V says Rhino, Hobgoblin. See more Spider-Man retro figures. You are back. Yeah, you're back. You're all good. I do think we're going to see more Spider-Man retro figures. Jay Jonah, Articulated Heroines, we do think is happening. Rectangular says we're going to get him. So it may be the next Marvel Monday. We shall find out.
So Dan, on this, right?
Yep.
It's your decision. You got 6 figures to fill. Who are you filling them with?
Rhino.
No deluxe, just main wave.
Okay, let me pull up my pictures. Okay, one sec. Okay, so I want Aunt May, Spot, Shocker, Chameleon, Blade and Armored Spider-Man, and Classic Doctor Strange. There you go.
Solid.
What about you?
I would go Blade, Battle Damage Spidey, Aunt May, Shocker, Chameleon.
Shit, did I say Shocker? I changed my mind. I want Shocker. Right, yeah, it's too hard. There's loads of ones. There's loads we want. Right, Right, so this is it.
What do you think?
What's that? Clone Wars. Okay, so by the way, people, thank you very much for sticking around. That was our chat on the Retro Spider-Man wave. We've been here for 2 hours, 20 minutes so far, chatting nonsense about the Spider-Man Retro wave. Again, just wish listing people. Just wish listing with you guys. Still got 138 people here. We appreciate all of you. Me and Brandon are going to stick around for, what do you want, Brandon? Another 20, 25 minutes? Half an hour?
Yeah.
Sure, we're going to stick around for another half an hour and just talk to you guys. So again, if you want to get your comment noticed, you want to hear it read out live on the stream, super chats of over $4 or £4 or €4 or 4 whatever, over 4, they will be read out by our assistant Friday and interrupt us. But until then, me and Brandon are going to give our reviews of the films we promised we'd watch last week. So if you are a regular on these Dan W live streams, you will know that I've been teasing Brandon because he's much younger than me, but he's never seen Ghostbusters, and I assumed it was a classic. So not just me, everyone's been joining in on Twitter as well, sort of encouraging Brandon to watch Ghostbusters. So last week we made a deal right here live on YouTube that if Brandon watched Ghostbusters, I would watch the animated Clone Wars of Star Wars, because I've never watched anything animated of Star Wars before. I'm only a live action guy. So that's exactly what happened today. Why I built the NECA Street Dio, I watched the Clone Wars film from 2007, I believe it was. And then Brandon watched Ghostbusters from 1984, I believe. I think it was 84.
84.
So you can wait for my Clone Wars review because it'll be boring. I want to know what you think about Ghostbusters. This is the moment we've been waiting for. If I could, Brandon, I'd play the Ghostbuster theme tune, but I don't want to get demonetized, so I'll leave it up to you. And this is what everyone's here for. People have been waiting.
Yeah, no, I thought it was good. I started. It definitely has that classic feel. Like when you said at the start of the stream, if you could describe it in one word, how would you describe it? Definitely classic. I definitely put it in the category of those kind of 70s, 80s, 90s films, like those pop culture phenomenons. Like Rocky, Star Wars, Terminator, things that like really had an impact.
Watching it now in 2020 for the first time, did you think it looked aged? Did you think the graphics and stuff looked really old, or did it hold up okay? What did you think?
I think it held up okay. I think
Yeah.
you could definitely tell that it was a 1980s film shot in the 1980s.
Yeah.
It wasn't a 1980s film shot, this year or last,
Yeah.
or in the last 10 at least. So it definitely, you could tell the color and everything. You could tell that it was, older. But I think that, the graphics, the animation, I don't think it at any point you ever really feel, it looks unrealistic.
Yeah.
It doesn't look fake or anything like that. I think you can tell that, in comparison to today's CGI, it's completely different, obviously. But I think it still holds up nice. My first thing within the first 20 minutes, one of the first things I text you and said was, I can see why in Stranger Things they all wanted to be Venkman. I thought Bill Murray was just ace. And the others, Ray and how do you pronounce his name? Is it Egon or
Egon.
Yeah. I really liked it. I liked the idea that they're professors at Columbia University. And
Oh no, Brandon's. He's back. Sorry, you froze for a minute there. Too many people were trying to log in to get your Ghostbusters review. It sort of crashed. It's all good.
Yeah.
People are asking questions. If you have any questions about Ghostbusters for Brandon, please let us know. Prophet says cats and dogs, mass hysteria. Matt Tactek says, who's your favourite Ghostbuster?
I would have to agree with the kids from Stranger Things. Definitely Venkman. He's just so funny. Some of the things he says is just so funny.
I like it when he's with the girls, when he's doing this experiment and he's like, they're getting it completely wrong, but he's like, yes. Do you know, like just the card thing, the memory, whatever it is.
Yeah, it was funny. And then when him and Sigourney Weaver, that was just really funny. That whole relationship. And when he goes over to her house and she's possessed, and the ghost or whatever, it starts speaking from within her, and he goes, "Oh, you must have a great singing voice." I thought that was funny. But yeah, and then stuff like they buy out that the old firefighters' house with poles and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I remember, I think Diamond Select did a little diorama kind of thing.
Diamond Select did a diorama with the Select figures. You had to buy like 8 of them, and it took ages to build. It's one of those where I wish I was into Select figures because it looked so good. As a kid, though, I had the actual fire hydrant fire station toy, and you could like put a figure on the top, and it would spin all the way down. Yeah. So I really enjoyed it. It was good fun. So I'm excited to see how I would still need to watch Ghostbusters 2. Do you want to watch Ghostbusters 2 now? Like now you've seen this, are you going to seek it out, or are you still not that?
I would say I would watch it on the basis that I know Ghostbusters 3 is coming. Yeah. So it'd be nice to watch 2 then 3. I think the only reason why I wouldn't is because Hasbro brought out their Ghostbusters Plasma, line, and I would rather.
Do you know, after watching a new thing and there's toys, does it make you itchy?
Yeah, and that's exactly where I'm at. I don't. Itchy? I just like as an interesting tidbit. People keep saying to me, "Oh, have you seen The Boys? The Boys on Amazon Prime."
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I haven't watched it. I'm not going to watch it. And they're like, oh, but NECA are going to bring out, they've announced that they might be bringing out some figures from it. And I'm like, that is exactly why I've still not seen it. Right? Or people will say, you've never seen Game of Thrones. And I'm like, I've never seen Game of Thrones. Why? I'm like, it has a toy line, and I don't want to collect it.
To be fair, that toy line went really cheap in B&M. So I actually got all 4 of the Game of Thrones. But I've got Ghostbusters, and I'm probably going to buy the boys' toys as well, because they're making Highlander and Fire, whatever, and Starlight.
We're getting into it.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. As I was sat there watching Ghostbusters, I just had a look on eBay just to see if they'd dropped in price yet. And you could, I could have got all of the Ghostbusters there and just had them by midweek. And I said to myself, no, don't do it. Turn your phone off.
But they're being scale with everything else in your collection, Brandon. All right.
But I got nowhere to put them. So that I think that'd be the only reason why I wouldn't go and.
It's weird, isn't it? As a collector and as we're in this crazy toy community, that when you see new things, you're like, are there toys? Are there physical representations of this thing I like that I can go and buy?
And that's and the worst
It's
part
dangerous.
about it,
I hate that I'm like that.
It's Hasbro, because I know I'm gonna get the best quality figure at a £20 price point.
It's a shame that, like, as I said, you're a different generation, so you never seen the real Ghostbusters as a cartoon or anything like that. So, like, you had no interest in those retro figures, but I brought all those Hasbro retro Ghostbusters because that's what I had as a kid. And I had the TV show. Like, I'd probably seen the cartoon before I seen the film as a kid. Do you know, like, it's crazy. But I've brought all the Plasma series figures. I even bought the exclusive with Tully's Terrible Night, with Louis Tully and the Terror Dog. So I've literally brought all of the Hasbro Plasma series figures so far. If Hasbro weren't idiots and didn't give us a Ecto 1 in the wrong scale, if that was a 6-inch scale Ecto 1, I would have brought that Hasbro.
I just thought it was the ghost from Ghostbusters getting into the machine.
It probably could. It could be the ghost in the machine. Am I back, people? I think I dropped for a minute, and I think we're now back. But I've got Brandon with no... Oh, there he is. He's back now. He's back with a picture. My bag. I think my internet went. It's weird because I think at a random time of the day, my internet just cuts off and back on. It did this to me last week. We're back. My apologies. We're back. So, summary is Brandon liked Ghostbusters. Oh, wait. Brandon's gone quiet. I can't hear him. Says your mic's off, Brandon.
Oh, how about now?
Now I can hear.
Yeah.
Now I can hear. My bad.
I think when I put my iPad here so that I can read the chat, I think it sometimes clicks on the...
All good. I can't see the chat anymore. So if the chat's still there, I hope you're still there.
Yeah, that's good. Phil said that the Firehouse is still a working firehouse in New York. Well worth a visit.
Yeah.
But listen, I'm keen. Clone Wars, what did you think?
So the first thing I noticed is that the voices were different. The only voice that I could recognise was Samuel Jackson seemed to still play Mace Windu.
Yeah, other than that, this is different.
That's weird, isn't it? How Samuel Jackson comes back for Mace Windu, but they couldn't get anybody else. Did they even approach anybody else?
He came back for the movie, but not the series.
Okay.
It's different series.
So none of the actual original actors that played the characters play the voices in the show?
No.
Interesting. Okay, fair enough. Do the same voices from this film play the voices in the show?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So the first thing...
You said the voices.
Oh, okay. So I was saying that the similarities, the parallels with The Mandalorian. And The Mandalorian season 1 is all about the child, the baby Yoda. And then The Clone Wars, the film, was about rescuing Jabba the Hutt's baby, little baby Hutt or whatever it is. Little baby lava.
Yeah.
So, like, I was like, oh, the parallel's similar there. But because I'd seen Mandalorian first, I didn't realise that a baby had been rescued. Anyway. A lot more action in the animated show than they can probably do in the live action. I noticed that for sure. I liked the girl that isn't in out. Again, the world doesn't want me to talk about Star Wars. Clone Wars, it was fine. It was fine. It was fine. Like nothing like made me go, oh, and now I need to watch the show. It was a nice little side story, but I still don't know enough about the Star Wars lore for me to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to say it. It's not because it was bad or anything like that. It was just like, it was a nice little story.
Yeah.
So,
I think you got to be into that. I think you got to be into Star Wars, like big into Star Wars.
I don't know the politics of Star Wars. Do you know,
that's the thing.
And this is very political because it's in between 2 and 3. So it's about relationships between different organizations and stuff. And I don't really know. And they're like trying to fight for the Hutts because they want the Hutts on their side.
Yeah.
And I'm just because then you control the Outer Rim or something like that. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's the thing. The reason why I love the prequels. Yes, I grew up with the prequels rather than the originals, but also because I personally prefer the tone of the prequels. I like the idea that the Republic is at its high point. The Jedi have kind of grown arrogant but don't really know it, and that this one man, this emperor, is able to play both sides against each other, while going completely undetected from everybody else, and really play politics like as if it was a fine-tuned violin, to exactly the beat that he wants it to. And then bring about his own empire. I think it's just masterful the way that I think I saw a couple of people that said in the chat earlier that the first couple of seasons are a bit not childlike, but they're a bit kiddie, and I agree with that to an extent. But the show matures as it goes along, and I think you start with a select few characters that you really bond with, and then it takes you through with them as well. And the other thing for me is the clones themselves. In the movies, you don't really get, the only clone you kind of get to know is Commander Cody, which is
they're just fodder though, right? Apart from the Cody and Rex, the rest are just fodder. They just run out and get shot. The amount of army guys that ran towards the lasers just getting popped off, it was just like they're fodder.
From in the film, yes, but when you get into the series, you follow, especially with Anakin's clones, you follow a lot more personalized clones.
So what is it with the clones? So like everyone gets their own little army, something like that.
Sort of. So the grand army of the Republic is all of the clones you have.
Yeah.
And then clones will have battalions. Battalions will have companies. So for example, Anakin's battalion is the 501st. A company within that he works with the most is led by Clone Captain Rex, who you meet in Clone Wars.
And he's the blue. Is he blue?
Blue, yeah. And then the 501st generally are blue.
So they go with him to help on missions, essentially. They just...
Basically, yeah. Okay. And you meet a group of clones in the 501st, and they go with you, and you follow their story basically throughout all 7 seasons.
Okay.
And you get to know the clones better. Each clone has their own personality.
Get like Clone Steve and Clone Dave and Clone John. Do you know, like...
Yeah, they have their own personalities. They have their own take on everything that's going on around them. And it does well to remind you that while they might all be clones of the same person, they are very unique individuals altogether, if that makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
One thing I would really encourage you to do is watch the first episode of Clone Wars, Season 1, Episode 1.
Doesn't Clone Wars, the series, though, go back and forth? Like, it jumps around?
A little bit, but not a lot.
Okay.
Only a few cases. Because it really gets to the heart of what the series is about.
I didn't like the animated style either, to be fair. I felt it was very blocky. It reminded me like of a bit more advanced Lego. You know, like Lego animation, but a little bit better than Lego.
Yeah, it is in the early seasons, but when you get to seasons 5, 6, and 7, especially 7 is just beautiful. It is magnificent. The animation difference between 6 and 7, just because 7 was done in the last couple of years, whereas 6, I think, was 2013, 2014. Okay. Huge difference.
Okay, well, I watched it. I thought it was fine. Like a nice little Star Wars side adventure. But again, I wasn't pulled in by the animation. I wasn't amazed by it. But I do like the idea of Anakin and Obi-Wan having more adventures from more than what we've just seen, because the live action leaves so much space unfulfilled. It's nice to fill those gaps. But I'll be curious to see that Ahsoka appear now in Mandalorian, because Mandalorian happens before Episode 4, I believe, or
no, Mandalorian is after Episode 6. It's
after the original trilogy. Okay. So where was she during the whole original trilogy then? She must be older now as well.
So she, spoiler alert for anyone in the chat. Long story short, she's his Padawan during the Clone Wars. So she gets introduced to him in the movie.
So she's a full-fledged Jedi now.
No, she's a Padawan. She's training.
So she doesn't ever... No, but I mean, like, after... At some point, she becomes a Jedi, right? That's what a Padawan does, trains to be a Jedi.
Yeah, so her timeline basically is in the Clone Wars film, she gets introduced as Anakin's Padawan. Throughout seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, she's training with Anakin. At the end of season 5, she leaves the Jedi Order.
Okay, so she's not.
And that, yeah, she leaves the Jedi Order because she doesn't have the same faith in them as she once did.
But she can still control the Force.
But yeah, she's still a Jedi, but she's just not part of the Jedi Order. So she leaves the Order, and then in seasons 6 and 6 you don't see her, and then you see her at the start of season 7, at the start of season 7, and she gets brought back into a battle, which is taking place in the final days of the war at the same time as Revenge of the Sith.
Okay.
So she meets up with Anakin and Obi-Wan again, and she says to Anakin, and Anakin basically gives her a company of clones, these guys.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed, yeah.
And they go to Mandalore, to the Mandalorian's homeworld.
Yeah.
And there's a battle that she takes part in with Darth Maul on Mandalore. Meanwhile, the last time she sees Anakin is just before him and Obi-Wan go to get the Chancellor.
Okay.
And in the last 4 episodes of Clone Wars, they run at the same time as Revenge of the Sith.
Okay.
So the end of Clone Wars coincides with the end of Revenge of the Sith.
Okay.
And then you get to Rebels, which is set in between episodes 3 and 4. Ahsoka is part of the rebellion. She's grown up a bit. She's part of the rebellion.
So she's in Rebels as well?
Yeah.
Is she like one of the main characters that's in Clone Wars but also in Rebels?
Yes.
Okay. That's why she's probably so popular then. So
yeah. So she comes back into Rebels, and then
I feel like I need you, by the way, to sit with me as I watch this to go, that's because of this, and that's because of that, and because I feel like I need to know more. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I need to know more to enjoy it to its full extent. If you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And then she comes back in Rebels, and then at the end of Rebels, she. And then at the end of Rebels is basically the end of the war. Okay. Then from there, we would then, is it the end of the war? Yeah, the end of Rebels is the end of the war, and then against the Empire, and then I think, is it?
The chat seems to know a little bit. People in the chat seem to agree. As in, like, they like the cat. People seem to know what you're talking about. Essentially, well, I'm just sitting here looking a little bit lost. Yeah, let's talk about Marvel Legends. I actually feel confident talking about them. I know what they're about. You've gone quiet again. Is your mic gone off?
Yeah, sorry, that was my iPad I put on my computer.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So, but then I assume in Mandalorian we'll pick up to see what happened between Rebels and then, or if how that lines up. But yeah. Prophet and Omega are right in the chat that after she leaves the Jedi Order, she's no longer a Jedi, but she has all the powers of a Jedi. To explain it,
the Force.
Yeah, she has the Force. She has the lightsabers. Yeah, she's just neither Jedi or Sith.
Okay, now I know. Do you know what? It's weird because now I know certain characters. Like I recognize certain characters from the show because I've seen their action figures. Do you know, like?
Yeah.
And like, it's weird how figures seem more appealing when you know who they are. Do you know? You're like, oh, okay. Like, I need to stay away. Star Wars is that rabbit hole where I dip my toe in.
And I mean, if I put it this way, Obi-Wan, episode 3, Obi-Wan, episode 3, Anakin, and then the clones that were coming out at the time. And then as the sequels came around, I kind of dropped off a bit because The Last Jedi mainly is what put me off. And I got on the original trilogy characters as well along the way. And then after the sequels, or partway through the sequels, I was like, no, I'm not collecting Black Series anymore. I'm not in Star Wars anymore. It just completely turned me off. And then and then along the way, I would pick up the odd one or two, like Mace Windu, prequel characters, that kind of thing. And then this year, when Disney Plus relaunched, I thought, you know what? I haven't watched Clone Wars in years. I hadn't seen Rebels yet. I just seen a couple of clips here and there, and then I got back into it. And now I've gotten back into Black Series like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah. Bye, Wolfpack, by the way. Thank you very much for joining us. He says it's off to a wedding. Bye-bye, my friend. Thank you for joining us. So, yeah, as Brandon's just said, it's a dangerous game because when you love something, you dive in and you jump in and out, and Star Wars are just so vast. You can, like I've seen people just buying the Rebels, but then not buying the live action stuff and vice versa. So, yeah, again, I dip my toe in. I'd like a little display of the original trilogy sort of gang, which I'm trying to build. And then other characters I like. Like, I like the Bounty Hunters. I've been buying everything from the Mandalorian because there's not a lot so far. Like, I think the Armorer, I did have the Armorer. She's upstairs somewhere. But yeah. So that's a deep. There's always piles of figures around me when I finish these live streams. You know, as I pull them off the shelf to talk about and stuff like that. But yeah, me and Brandon, we're going to stick around for maybe 5 more minutes, people. 5 more minutes. So if you have any questions, drop them in right now. 5 more minutes, and then we're going to get out of here. We do appreciate you sticking with us though tonight. Much appreciated. Talking about the Spider-Man retros. As I said, in honor of Black Cat from Marvel Monday, and then also because these two arrived at my door today, I thought I just had to talk about more Spider-Man figures. And if you haven't got these two, then you need to get on, because I do think they are upgrades of the previous 2 figures, and that's always a good enough reason to buy them again if they're worthy upgrades. But yeah, the Mysterio 100% is the biggest upgrade out of the lot, and you'll be very happy when you get them, Brandon. I promise you that.
Yeah, I can't wait. I think I probably should have a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday kind of time.
Prophet says to you, Brandon, excited for the High Republic.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, not really, if I'm honest. I mean, I'm more excited for things like the Bad Batch, Kenobi, the era of Star Wars that I kind of am most happy about. Man, too.
Pal, Phil says, Dan, what was the experience of interviewing the Hasbro team like, and how did it come about?
I like it.
Just answering Phil's question. Sorry, Brandon, you cut off for a second.
Yeah,
it was really good. Do you know what? It was just nice to for the Hasbro team to reach out. So their PR emailed my YouTube, and said, would you be interested in an interview of the Marvel team? And I was like, yes, I would. Thank you very much. And yeah, we made it happen. Arranged it through the PR. Booked a meeting, logged on to Zoom at the time they told me to log on, had my questions ready. Pow, there they were, ready to go. Happy days. Before we went live, like you only seen when we started, but Dan Young was a little bit late. So before we went live, Ryan was sat in front of his display, and I said, Ryan, do you mind moving a little bit? I want to just check the display for any teasers. And he was laughing, and we said that there's no teasers behind him today. He says it was the same as his PulseCon. So proves that Ryan does put teasers in his display when he's on stream. And Dwight, I asked him, I said, where do you display your toys? Like, because when we see him, he's usually, and I joked that he's usually in front of curtains. And I said, you obviously don't collect curtains. So Dwight literally picked up his laptop and walked over to his display. And he's got like so he's got like a shelving unit like this. And then he's got tons of legends on it. And he said that he's got virtually every single Marvel Legend at his office at work around his desk, which is what you see. Yeah. So he said that's very useful when he's designing, to look at figures to see what pieces he needs to reuse or what's available. He says that's like his little library. So he's trying to recreate that at home. So he's built like a shelving unit like this, and he's put loads of legends on it. And Ryan was joking with him, saying that he needs to get some lights like I've got. But no, they were sound. They were really good. Honestly, really nice, really easy to talk to. Obviously, it's something we're all passionate about. And but I tried to ask questions that I knew I'd be able to get some answers off, because there was no point me just sitting there asking them questions they couldn't give me answers to, because they can't tell you what's coming out next year. It's obviously they're there to promote and market and whatnot. So I wasn't going to go, are we going to get this figure? What's coming out next year? Like, you had to, I wanted questions that felt more conversational than just yes or no. Because it would have been boring if I asked 5 questions and they just went yes, no, yes, no. Do you know, like, thanks, I'll see you on the next one. But no, it was like, exactly. I wanted to have a conversation and make them feel comfortable. And I didn't want to do, the one thing I didn't want to do was that awkward intro. And no offense to anyone who did it, because everyone does it, but I just didn't want to do that awkward intro. They were like, so Ryan, Dan and Dwight, that everybody knows and everyone's watching this knows, why don't you introduce yourself? and then you have to awkwardly go around, and they go, "Well, I'm Brian from Marvel." Like, I assume anyone watching it is going to. Well, maybe not everyone, but the majority of people watching it knows who they are. Anyway, they're your guests as well. So I just thought the one thing I'm definitely going to do is give them a nice intro. So I tried to do that, and I think that put them at ease as well. So it was good. It was I'm very happy to have the opportunity. Very nice to be their first international call as well. It gives my channel a little bit of credibility. Do you know what I mean? I've been reviewing Marvel Legends for over 3 years now, quite consistently, and it's nice to be recognised.
With an understatement, you get every single Marvel Legends.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? So it's nice to be recognised. Do you know?
Absolutely.
So I was very happy with it, and hopefully many more to come as well. Many more to come. But yeah, I was very happy with it. So thank you for asking, Phil.
Yeah, it was my favourite of all of the interviews so far.
You're just saying that. You're just saying.
I said this to you. When you sent it to me, I said this to you. That, you know, I'm not just saying that genuinely. I thought it was fantastic. Everybody was involved. Everybody was talking. Like you said, everyone was at ease, and it was just a great conversation to listen to, man. And you got some really insightful information from them in that conversation too. So massive well done.
I appreciate it. Well, as I said, me and Brandon were speaking before we had it, so we were going through what questions we should ask and all that, and we ended up with like all these notes. And obviously, I didn't get to them all, but you can see on here I've like written pencil like Danger Room and like loads of different figures I wanted, and I was thinking just try and drop them in. Like I've written Quicksilver. I've written loads of different words. So like when I was talking to him, I'd look down at my thing and then try and drop a word try and drop a figure in a conversation. So I tried. I didn't mention everything I wanted to mention, but I was prepared. I came. I think
you definitely got through most of it.
Yeah, no, I did. I was happy. I tried to blend questions in as well, rather than going stop, start.
Yeah.
But yeah, and yeah, we got confirmed that there's going to be double jointed pinless female elbows as well. And then I made the joke that I made the joke going, I'm gonna just heard Charteris for him scream, because let's be honest, it's him that wants them the most. But yeah, and then Dan Young said if you're an MCU fan, the year's not over. And then the very next day, they released their Thanos 5-pack, and I'm thinking, come on now. They could have told me a day earlier on the stream. That would have been pretty good, wouldn't it? Go on, Dan, we've got an exclusive for you. Yeah, that would have been good. But no, I appreciate everyone. Thank you very much. And as I said, obviously help the channel grow, and hopefully I can do more in the future.
Sure.
There you go. There's Dan Young. Thank you very much. See, it was fun talking to you, Dan. I appreciate that. As I said, I was just saying, hope we can do more in the future. Still lots to talk about. Today we've been talking about all our retro wish list, because I got these today, and I'm very happy. I need more Spider-Man retro figures, and Dan Young, as I said, is a big fan of the Spider-Man retro, so I'm hoping he is our voice in that office, in those meetings, saying, right, we need Shocker needs a re-release with the classic deco, put him on that retro card. Blade. Rhino, Blade. We need him. See, he says I am, don't worry. See, we know that, Dan. That's why we appreciate you. Where we love and appreciate you. You're a voice in those offices. Tell those corporate bosses what we need. Right. But me and Brandon are literally going to wrap it up now. So as always, thank you very much. We've been here for nearly 3 hours chatting nonsense. But thank you for all the regulars for sticking around. We appreciate you as always. And Brandon's seen Ghostbusters now as well, so I'm very happy about it. Next week he's going to have Ghostbuster plasma figures on the shelf behind him probably. So Brandon, tell the people where they can find you online.
Yes, as always, guys, Hero Collections on Instagram. I'm always around on there, talking to Dan all the time, so happy to talk to you guys as well. Thank you as always for joining us. Dan, thank you as always for having me as a guest with you, co-hosting. It's always a pleasure, my friend.
Much appreciated. It's an honor. And yes, thank you everyone for joining us today. Thank you very much to Dan Young and Ryan and Dwight for the interview. As I said, the interview is up on the channel now. Lots of little fun tidbits and hints for the future. Should be a good year for 2021 for Marvel Legends. I don't know how I'm going to be able to afford it. I'm not even joking when I say that, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try and get some. I'm going to speak to my directors and say, look, I need more money in my life, right? I need a pay rise. I've been working hard. I need a pay rise. So I'm going to try it. But yeah, much appreciated. Thank you for joining us. As always, you can find me on Instagram at It's Dan Who trying to get to 10k so I can do that fancy swipe up. I can't do the swipe up in my story. I need 10k for swipe up, so I need to get followers on that. And then on Twitter, I'm as well. Like my actual music Twitter used to have like 10,000 plus followers, but my toy Twitter in it, Dan Who Reviews. Find me there. But as always, I'm always here on the channel. I've got lots of stuff to review this weekend, so I need to start opening up those X-Men 2-packs and this rest of the X-Men Fox figures. So expect them very, very soon. But until then, people, my name's Dan W. That's been Brandon, aka Hero Collections, and we shall see you on the next